In just a moment, X-1. But first, how does one man get himself into so many impossible situations? This is a question you'll probably ask yourself tomorrow night when you follow another hilarious adventure of Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. Yes, Gildy's eye for the ladies and his impulsive temperament managed to entangle him in a web of riotous circumstances. Join the romantic water commissioner, his neighbors, Judge Hooker, Mr. Peavy, and all the loyal Gildersleeve household as they romp through another episode of The Great Gildersleeve tomorrow night. And now stay tuned for X-1 on NBC.
Countdown for blast-off. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents
X minus 1.
Tonight's story, The Cave of Night, by James E. Gunn.
Oh, you want a level, Charlie? Okay. Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brothers, death the memory be... Anyway, how's it, okay? Okay. Check recording, will you? I may go over a half hour. Make sure they've got another reel of tape ready, okay? All right, Look, Bill, I've just put the segments of tape together for the next week's show. I'm going to record my narrations, and we'll listen to it together tomorrow. I know this is unusual, but you're the producer, and I don't want you out on a limb that may be sawed off behind us. This week's show is liable to either win us every award from the Peabody to the Pulitzer Prize, or maybe put the network out of business. Okay, we start with a standard opening. Behind the world, etc., 40 seconds. This is Harry Anders, your editor. At 8 o'clock, after the sun has set and the sky is darkening, look up. There's a man up there where no man has ever been. He is lost in the cave of night.
And the fuel tank's empty. Receiver broken. Transmitting and clear. Anyone picking this up, anyone. This is Rev McMillan calling. Notify Goddard Rock, New Mexico. There's no way to get back.
There's a man up there where no man has ever been. He is lost in the cave of night. We all know that phrase now, the cave of night. It was written by a poet disguised in the cynical hide of a newspaper rewrite man. But it stuck. It caught the world and held it like a butterfly pinned to a board. It started with a ham, an amateur radio operator, in Davenport, Iowa. All right, Eddie. Roll the first tape in here. It's marked.
Am I too close? I was up in the attic. I usually have a talk with WG73. He's in Buenos Aires. We play chess. Well, there was some kind of interference. And then all of a sudden, I heard this voice. I record most of my listening anyway, so I had the tape machine running. After I heard it, I called civil defense. That's what we're supposed to.
Look, Bill, I haven't done the final editing on these tapes, so don't worry if they're a little rough. Down out of the night, flung from the darkness, came these words, the first of so many that electrified the world.
Notify Goddard Rock, New Mexico. There's no way to get back. No way to get back. I'm stuck up here. No way to get down.
What does it take to catch the pity of the world? A man wedged underground in Kentucky. A little girl in the bottom of a well. Somebody alive, waiting for rescue, with the days of his life numbered. Somebody, somewhere, waiting. for us to get him out. The story broke in this morning's papers. Orbiting 1,000 miles above our heads was a man, an officer of the United States Air Force in a fuelless spaceship. We're recording at the desk of Mike Bayless, senior night editor of the Continental Press National Wire.
Hey, you always get a reaction like this. I remember the Floyd Collins story in the 20s. Fellow trapped in that cave in Kentucky, remember?
Oh, sure.
And the whole country hanging on to see if he could get out. Then there was that little girl stuck in the well. Kathy Fiskus?
Yeah.
We pulled all those stories out and put them on the wire for background. But this hit bigger. We got the first lead from an Air Force handout in New Mexico. They just said an experimental rocket failed to return to base. But by that time, the cat was out of the bag. Ham operators picked up those messages from Boston to Fairbanks, Alaska.
Mr. Bayless, you first used the phrase the cave of night, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you got to get a little purple on a thing like this. People eat it up. You can't spread it on too thick. Anyway, I was lost in a cave once when I was a kid in upstate New York. I waited around for a couple of hours in the dark until they came for me. It kind of reminded me of that.
It reminded the world of terrors at night, of struggling awake through nightmares. The fears of loneliness, darkness, falling, suffocation, thirst. It reminded me of Rev McMillan. And perhaps I have an advantage over all the other reporters for newspapers and radio and television because I knew Rev McMillan. I knew him in college and in the Air Force. I knew that he was testing rocket-powered craft at Goddard, but I didn't know they were so close to space. No one knew, till those messages of desperation crackled down through the atmosphere. I remembered Rev when I saw those headlines that morning. Straight black hair, Clark Gable ears, a reckless grin. He ate well, reveled in expert jazz and Mozart opera, and he talked incessantly. His southern speech was no drawl. There was too much to say. And now he was alone, and soon all that might be extinguished. The men from the radio newsrooms rushed to Goddard Rocket Base armed with miniature tape recorders.
Gentlemen, I'm Colonel Arthur J. Hannigan, Information Officer for Goddard Rocket Base, and I'm authorized to issue the following statement. First Lieutenant Reverdy L. McMillan, United States Air Force pilot, Experimental Rocket Division, took off from Goddard Base at 22:34 Rocky Mountain time. His craft, the XR-37 Mark II, a hydrazine nitric three-stage rocket. I'm sorry I can't describe it, boys. Classified. Well, in order to maintain orbit, the motors were pulsed for 1 second every 15 seconds elapsed time. After 3 minutes, the exhaust was seen by ground spectroscope observation to flare for half a minute. His fuel supply is exhausted. The craft has reached sustaining orbital speed.
Well, what does that mean, Colonel?
He's out of gas. He can't get down.
The first mobilization was of the scientific brains massed at Goddard. Few of them knew Rev. Brains at a research project are usually carefully sorted out and salted away from the distractions of the outside world. They designed, they invented, they calibrated and theorized. But they didn't know the short, stocky man with a lopsided grin who rode the fruit of their labor up and out, and now circled the world of his birth, with time ticking out. I covered the hearings in Washington for the network newsroom. I flew down from New York, and the stewardess came out every few minutes to tell the passengers the latest news. She called him Rev, although she never knew him, and once I thought I saw a tear. The hearing was before the subcommittee of the Senate Committee on Military Affairs. Presiding, Senator Allen J. Haggister of Kentucky.
All right, General Finch. You've made the technical situation fairly comprehensive, even to an old cane-brake redneck hillbilly like myself.
I have tried to make the gravity of the situation apparent, sir.
It appears to me, General, that the sacred life of a human being created in the image of his maker is in danger. It's no light thing to be thrown away like some guinea pig. If that ship wasn't safe, if that poor man up there in the Cave of Night is to die, somebody is responsible. Isn't that right, General?
Sir, a manned rocket was sent up because of one simple fact. It takes a computer of tremendous versatility and capacity to operate a Harrison-Munch reactor engine. A computer of infinite complexity.
And I ask you, General, I put the question to you, why was such a computer not designed?
It has been designed, sir. It was designed 500,000 years ago. There is only one mechanism competent to handle those controls, sir. That is the human brain.
All right. I turn now to my second question, General, and I ask it not only for myself and my colleagues on this committee, but for 170 million Americans listening on the radio, watching on television. With that man up there living out his last days, why was it not possible to send a ship up after him? Why was there no second ship built?
For one reason, Senator, money. The appropriation for rocket research fell short by 12% of the amount needed even to build one vessel. Oh, frankly, gentlemen, the deficiency was made up by cutting corners and diverting funds from other projects.
That is not the point, General. There's a man up there who's going to die.
With the limited funds you gave us, we've done what we set out to do. We've demonstrated that space flight is possible, that a space platform is feasible. If there is any inefficiency, if there is any blame for what has happened, it lies at the door of those who lack the confidence and the courage and ability of their countrymen to fight free of Earth to their greatest glory. Senator, how did you vote on that?
This is Harry Anders in the gallery of the Washington National Cathedral. This is a special prayer service called by the Dean of the Cathedral for the safety of Lieutenant McMillan and for the success of the recently announced rescue plan. The church is filled. There's a sprinkling of high Navy, Army, and Air Force uniforms. I see General Finch in the second row, next to the Secretary of the Air Force and the newly appointed Undersecretary of Defense, Mr. Winokur. Prominently displayed in the center aisle, below the ornate railing separating the pews from the altar, is the small model of Macmillan's ship. One by one now, the congregation is filing past, dropping checks, bills. I saw one child drop in 12 pennies, one by one. All contributions are to be used to defray the cost of the rescue effort. The congregation is now kneeling to pray. A moment of silent prayer will follow for the safety and rescue of Lieutenant McMillan.
$1 billion was raised in 1 week from voluntary contributions. Another $1.5 billion was appropriated unanimously by Congress. The race began. Would the rescue party reach the ship in time? Of course, we didn't know then. And daily we listened to the voice of the man we hoped to buy back from death. Now, look, Bill, on these McMillan broadcast tapes, don't let some ignorant engineering vice president holler because it's not broadcast quality. Believe me, I knew McMillan. There's more of that wild Texan in these tapes than in any hi-fi super-frequency response studio recordings. Just listen. You'll see what I mean.
I've been staring out the portholes. I never tire of it. Through the window at the right, I see a black velvet curtain with a strong light behind it. There are pinpoint holes in the curtain, and the light shines through, not winking the way stars do, but steady. There's no air up here. That's the reason. My oxygen is holding out better than I expected. By my figures, it should last 27 days more. I shouldn't use so much of it talking all the time, but it's hard to stop. Talking, I feel as if I was still in touch with the Earth. Still one of you. Even though I am way up here. Too bad the receiver is broken, but if it had to be one or the other, I'm glad it was the transmitter that came through all right. There's only one of me. There are billions of you to talk to. You can't see me now. You'll have to wait hours for the dawn. I'll have mine in a few minutes.
That's the way he talked. And as we listened to the lonely voice from the night, the engineers, the scientists, the construction men worked round the clock. General Finch presented the problem in the pool interview. I asked the questions for the combined networks that afternoon. Most of you heard the complete broadcast live as he briefed the world with the clipped, laconic delivery of a soldier.
There are two basic problems. We've recovered the first and second stages of the rocket. We've only to construct the third stage. The second problem is more difficult. The pilot. Lieutenant McMillan was the only man physically and psychologically qualified. We discovered that in our first program. His training and orientation took 18 months. We have now to duplicate this in 27 days.
You think it's possible, General?
I don't know. That's all, Mr. Anders. Stevenson, get me some coffee, will you? Black and some kind of sandwich, no butter, no mayonnaise.
And then the voice from the cave asked a question and expected no answer.
Do you hear me down there? Sometimes...
Midnight, every light in the city will be out and then flashed on in 2-second intervals. This will be the exact moment that McMillan's ship is calculated to pass overhead. It's almost time now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There they go. Off. On. Off. On. Off. On.
I see it. I see it. Kansas City winking at me. Oh, yes, I can see it. Thanks. Thanks. You're listening. I know that now. I'm not alone. I'll never forget. I'm waiting for you.
We're recording in the press gallery of the Goddard Rocket Base main construction hangar. The vast third stage component stands before us, men swarming up and down the gantry cranes. The Mark III is being built to carry 5 men instead of 1. The pilot selection has been kept a top secret to avoid unnecessary strain on the men selected. The latest progress report gives a possible margin of 6 hours between the launching of the rescue ship and the estimated exhaustion supply of oxygen to Lieutenant McMillan. The shift is changing now. The expert construction workers recruited from across the country by the combined efforts of the Air Force Personnel Service, the Atomic Energy Commission, and the International United Electrical Workers and United Auto Workers of the AFL-CIO. The margin is 6 hours. 6 hours between life and death for Lieutenant Reverdy L. McMillan.
An hour ago, I saw the sun rise over Russia. Looks like any other land from here. The green where it should be green. Farther north, a sort of mud color. And then white where the snow is still deep. Up here, you wonder why we're so different when the land is the same. You think we're all the same children of the same mother planet. Who says we're different?
Can you hear me in the back?
You're standing a little close.
Well, how about this?
That's better. That's better.
All right, gentlemen, I have exactly 5 minutes for the press conference. Therefore, I'm not going to answer any questions. Progress report is as follows. As a safety factor, we're constructing 2 complete 3-stage rockets and 6 additional 3rd-stage components. The telemetered reports from McMillan's ship have added important additional information, and the first of the rescue vessels should be ready to be launched at the estimated time, weather permitting. Now, don't ask a question. Within certain limitations of air turbulence, the rocket will be ready to lift in time to save Lieutenant McMillan.
21 days. The air is bad tonight. Can't seem to get a full breath. It seems to stick in the lungs. It doesn't matter, though. But I wish you could see...
Indicates that the exhaustion time will be some 6 hours earlier than originally estimated. The margin of rescue will be in minutes.
Air very bad. Better hurry. Can't last much longer. Sully, of course you'll hurry. But I don't want anyone feeling sorry for me. I've seen the stars clearly. But more than this, I've seen the earth. There where I have lived and loved. I have known it better than any man. And loved it better. And known its children better. Goodbye. I have a better tomb than the greatest conqueror Earth ever bore. Do not disturb.
Countdown for blast off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Anders, tape 323. We're in the press operation room of Goddard Field. The rescue rocket has been aloft 53 minutes plus. Its calculated time of arrival is 54 minutes. You will hear the voice of General Beauregard Finch on a direct pickup from the rescue vessel, which has been named unofficially the Lifesaver. Silent crowds have collected at the outer perimeter of the rocket base, as if by their presence they might help it.
Here it comes. Quiet, quiet.
The next voice you hear will be General Finch aloft in the rescue ship. The voice quality may not be good. He's speaking over a throat mic in his pressure suit.
Testing, check. What, two? Is this thing on? Check.
No way, dudes. Good morning, weirdos. I'm here. It's me. Yo. What's happening? Just chilling out, drinking coffee, smoking some doobage. College shirt today, taking the kid, dropping her off to her friend who's going to college with her, and they're going down to the university to do a little orientation. A little bit more orientation, buddy. Very cool. It's totally cool. I hope you were enjoying the Cave of Night. It premieres today at 8. If you want to finish up that episode, go right ahead. I will be taking off a little after 6 this morning and leaving you to listen to some more old-time radio, because of course it's Old-Time Radio Wednesday, so why not? Your toaster's up! And then I will be dropping my daughter off and returning and rejoining you, because I could do that, right? It's like one of those things that I can do. I can leave my show alone by itself to run itself for a few minutes and then come back and say, hey, what's up? Yeah. And it's not like I can listen to it when I'm gone because my phones are messed up. Yeah. So, bada bing, baby. Bada bing, baby. My computer OBS program here, the online broadcasting software, twice this morning it has frozen and reinitialized, which means that on your end you get everything stops and you get that little circle that goes and then you gotta wait until it unfreezes. So be patient. If I freeze up and nothing happens for a few seconds, just give it, you know, maybe as much as half a minute or a minute, depending on what's going on here. But it should come back. It really should. If I've done everything correctly, it should come back, which means that there's a 50-50 chance that I didn't do anything correctly. So keep that in mind. I got a wonderful message from Tracy this morning, who said that she really loves what I'm doing, i.e. the reunion stuff. She can't wait. I can't wait. It's pretty cool because she's got little kids, right? She's got little grade school kids, just like Andy does, which is really neat. Andrew has little school-age kids, so that'll be neat to get them together and have all the older kids kind of hanging out, you know, watching them. My wife loves to do those photos with, you know, okay, let's get all the kids together and put them in one shot. And so hopefully we'll get a chance to do stuff like that, you know, get everybody in one giant picture. That's pretty cool. That's important. I didn't even think about that, but that's something that needs to happen. Find a good spot for everybody to group together and get a camera up on a ladder up on high and get a really good picture of all of us out there looking out over the lake. You know, that'd be cool. That'd be totally cool. I hope you enjoyed the stuff that premiered last night. I know that last night we had a movie, what was it? Let's see, what did we have premiered last night? Ooh, we saw fall previews. Fall previews tonight. Last night we saw In Search of Amelia Earhart. Did anybody find out what happened to Amelia Earhart? Huh? Anybody? It's really cool when you watch these 1970s documentaries on In Search of, and then you watch something today on the same exact subject, how little has changed from that original documentary. You know, most of the time they have changed very little in the scientific understanding or historical perspective of these things that they investigate on In Search of. And I think we'll see it the next time on next week's, which is going to be In Search of Other Voices. Other Voices? I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know what it means. I ain't watched it yet. So I'm sure I've seen it. And as soon as it starts watching, I go, oh man, I remember this fucking episode. Man, that's right. You know, it's about ventriloquism. No, not those other voices, you idiot. Arg. Arg. So how the heck are you, people? My audience of zero, my goose egg out there. How's my big fat goose egg doing? Anybody? Anybody? Wait, I hear a cricket. Yeah, I hear a cricket. Oh my god, like no way, I forgot to turn that off. It started up again and I forgot to turn it off. I better turn that off so that it doesn't fuck with me every time it decides to like What's going on? What's going on? Every time my one cloud sticks its head up out of the hole and looks around to see what's happening, my whole thing freezes and slows up. So I gotta whack-a-mole that freaking OneDrive thing there. Keep it down, boy, keep it down. Oh my God. Are you scraping toast? I thought you were gonna make a toaster strudel thingy. You have avocado? Huh? Oh, bagel. Ah, bagel, baby. Totally. Anyways, Holmes, what's going on, man? I think it's time to do this bong hit, man. He's been sitting here looking at me, Holmes. Last night was fun. I had a great time on the show last night. Nighttime nonsense and nostalgia. It's really, really fun, you know. I really enjoy listening to that music. So much so that on the weekends, I will turn on my computer, link it to my stereo, and just pick out about 20 songs to listen to and just have a ball. Just have a friggin' ball, you know. Speaking of 20 songs, it's about time that I get another chunk of songs in the old collection there. Refreshing the pot. You want to top this off for me, buddy? You want to give me a warm-up? Yeah, we need some more music. It's real important to keep the new stuff coming in, you know. The old stuff's staying around. We're listening to the old stuff, but I like to mix in some new stuff, you know. So, I think we're upwards of about, where are we on episodes of X-1? We're in the 30s or 40s or something now? Yeah, we're in the 30s. Wow, man. That's pretty heavy. That's a lot of episodes of X-1. Today at 8 o'clock, episode 37 of X-1 premieres. Now, we've dropped a couple of episodes, mainly because they're repeat episodes. It's like episode 20 is a repeat of episode 1, right? And so on and so forth. They later on, episode 20-something, they repeat episode 2. And then later on after that, they do episode 3. And basically, they're just saving money. But we get to hear some great rebroadcasts. So now I'm posting, as I find them, I'm posting on the original episodes, also used as episode blah blah frickin' blah, right? So there's that. Hey, Bessie, how you doing, big face? Back to your big nest. The big blue nest. Hi, baby face. Hi, baby face. All right, I'm going in. If I don't come out, send in one of them life preserver things. Help! With my lucky, you'd throw that life preserver in, and it'd be one of those fake ones, and it would go in and just sink. Just sink. Oh yeah, sir. Sink. Well, morning is a little bit better. I'm still feeling this crud. Why is he smoking that shit if he's sick? Leave him alone, Harry. You don't know any better. Yeah, he does. Oh, yeah. Yes. But I don't know, I'm just excited. When I get excited, I get a runny nose. Hey. The other day I was, doing some nose maintenance here, and my finger slipped out of the tissue and went right up into my eye. Ow. How stupid is that? Oh, not as stupid as the one time. In the middle of the night, it's like 3 in the morning, I get up, I take a leak, I get back into bed, I grab my blanket, I pull it up. My wife has tucked the blanket in, which I hate, right? The sheets and stuff are tucked in down at the bottom. So I'm pulling, and finally it comes loose, and thumbnail right in the fucking open eye. Thumbnail right in the open eye. Cut my cornea. Fucking eye is just useless for a week. And in pain, a lot of pain. Did you go to the doctor? No. Of course not. He'd probably just prescribe me a pill. Here, take this pill. This'll make your eye feel better. Yeah, it'd probably make me go blind too. You got a trust issue with doctors, huh? Yeah, just slightly. Just slightly. Mainly it's a power trip, it's an authority trip. Allowing someone to have that authority, that power over me, you know. And they're like the power of life and death, right? Yeah, so. I'll leave that power to nature. Thank you very much. If anybody's going to take me out, it's going to be good old Mother Nature. You know, that's the way it is. I ain't going out. I'm being totally, you know, eviscerated on a fucking table somewhere while they're yanking parts out of me. Trying to convince everyone that it's for the best. Oh, when you're done with that, we're gonna hook you up to a machine and we're gonna pump radiation through your body because it's for the best. There's a pill out there that'll cure you in one pill, right? But we're not allowed to see that because there's too many patents going on, man, right now that need to be used up, right? And besides, if you cure everybody, well, what are you gonna fix? You got nothing left to fix if everybody's. That's where they get you. The drug companies, pharmacy companies, all of that. They're not in it to cure you. There's no money in cures, all right? If there is, it's because they're charging $1 million to cure you, and they can't do that. That's, you know, of course they will eventually. Well, only the richest will survive. You got $1 million, cancer-free. Now it's gone up to $2 million now. It's just the way it's going to be, you know. And right now they're just hiding it away. And it's possible that there are a few names around that actually have access to this shit, right? There's some truth in there. You just got to dig it out. You just got to dig it out. Good morning. How are you? How you doing? Is you gonna hang out or is you a fly on the wall? If you're a fly on the wall, it means I got my fly swatter here somewhere. Nah, just kidding. I don't mind. Shoe fly don't bother me. Yeah, what a hell of a morning. Still feeling a little rough around the edges. Rough. I was worse last night. I imagine that tonight I'm going to be not as good as I am now. Mornings are usually pretty good for me. As long as I can detach myself from my pain, then I can usually, you know, deal. And then when I'm sick, it's usually mornings are the best time because I haven't had a chance for all that shit to catch up with me. Everything's got to deal with pain. Pain is my doorman. Pain is the bouncer. If you want to see me, you got to get through Mr. Pain. All right? If I want to get high, I got to get through Mr. Pain. If somebody wants to talk to me, they got to get through Mr. Pain. Everybody has to deal with Mr. Pain first, and then we can move on past that. Same thing with my illness. Whatever flu or whatever I got going on right now, it's not going to affect me until I deal with Mr. Pain. Once I get Mr. Pain brought down to a manageable level, then the other stuff can start to poke up. It's, hey, remember me? Remember you're sick? Hey, remember you got a pain over here? Hey, remember this is going on? So first I deal with Mr. Pain, appease him, and then I start to experience the rest of my life, i.e. more pain. So, yeah, Mr. Pain, Mr. T, I pity the fool. I pity the fool. Don't pity me. Pity me not. Pity me not, for I have lived. I haven't lived the glamorous life, but I have had a pretty good life, you know. All things considered. I mean, if I look at where I could have gone, even where I could have gone, I think if I've gone up any more, I think it would have only led to a further greater fall, right? So, oh, pardonnez-moi. Yeah. See, the more you build everything up, the greater chance there is for an extreme failure. Extreme failure leads to extreme repercussions. Yeah. Depression. I.e. depression. Depression. Oh, my face. My face. Ow. So, I will be leaving here in about 40 minutes. I'll be leaving here at about 6-ish, a little after 6. So I will be putting on some radio shows back to back. Hopefully I will make it in before we get too deep into the second one. And all of these shows that I play during my opening, during my pre-show, during the show, after the show, it's all on the playlist. On occasion, I play something that's not yet premiered, but it is in the playlist because I have the video, I have proof. So if we're listening to something and I cut it off, or we have a glitch or any other eventuality, go to the playlist and find the show and finish it and listen to it. They're great fucking shows. It is solid entertainment. Theater of the mind. You got to do it all up here, man. You got to, all the story happens up here. It really, if you let your kids listen to these shows, they will become such imaginative people you will not believe, all right? Because it forces them to create inside their head all of the images that are thrown at us on TV, right? Everything that happens in the show happens in your head, and you will hear your kids say, "Daddy, I can see it in my brain," right? That shit'll happen. So let your kids listen to these shows. I know it says on the thing, not made for kids. That's because parents need to decide, right? You can't just let your kids get on and watch anything willy-nilly. So let your parents decide, and let your kids watch some fucking shit, man. This is great. There's no pictures, you know, just the picture on the video. That's it, you know. So let your kids watch this stuff. Let them experience the theater of the mind. You know, it's really solid entertainment. You have no idea. We've stolen the imagination from our children. We really have. By feeding them screens constantly, we've taken their imagination away. Right? They don't have to imagine anything. Here, take this and go play. What am I gonna play? Figure something out. Use your imagination, right? That never happens anymore. It's here's the screen. We're staying in here. We're not going anywhere. Come on. I'm back. I'm back. Big dog, if I leave the room, she's got to get up and follow me. She just, everywhere I go, there she is. Sometimes it's annoying because I just get up to get coffee and then she's up and she's like, okay, where are we going? And it's like, dog, I am just getting my coffee, would you please? And so I have to assume that she wants something, food, water, go out. No, she's just, you know, just my shadow. She just got to be my shadow. And it is nice. It is weird. I ain't used to it, but it's, you know, it is what it is. I'm starting to get used to it. I come from the old world where you used to be able to take your dog everywhere you go. You can't do that anymore. Climate doesn't allow it for most of the year now. You can't take your dog anywhere because, especially out here, you can't leave your dog in the car. It's just too damn hot. And nowadays, you can't go anywhere with your dog because it's too damn hot. And the fact that the world is a stupid, scary place with a lot of stupid, scary people. So the dogs are safer at home. You know, my wife is like, hey, Sam, you want to go? And I'm like, don't tell him that. We can't take him anywhere. She's like, what? And I said, no, it's too scary out there. I don't want to risk anything happening to these guys for a second. You know, it's scary enough that one of them might escape, right? Through an open gate or something, you know. So that's enough. I don't want to need anything else over my head. So they're home dogs, even Big Face. You know, all of them. Just stay at home, be good, be safe. What are you gonna do? Hey, Butterfucko, hey. So next week's lineup is already lined up. I'm working on the following week. Yeah, 1 through 5, 7 through 8. So 7 through 8 is next week. 7, 8. Yeah, 7, 8 through 12. 8 through 12. Yep. So July 8th through the 12th. Next week, that week is already set. I will be putting the program guide up at the end of the week. Next week, we're going back to more educational films and old-time radio. And I'm going to try to stay away from popular movies, anything that might get a copyright hit. And I'm just going to start easing it back so that most of my programming, the 22 videos that upload every week, 20, yeah, that's a lot. That's like 12 are going to be just old-time radio. 12 old-time radio shows every week. All right, another 10 of just random educational films and old movie, old TV stuff, commercials, fall previews, openings, that kind of stuff. And I'm going to try to stay away from network television things. I had planned on bringing you a few things, but I'm just going to finish up the In Search Of, finish up That's Incredible, finish up whatever other... yeah, I think that those are the only two regular things going on. Nova. So Nova, In Search Of, and but That's Incredible. And once two of them are done, In Search Of and That's Incredible, once those two are done, then I'm going to pull Nova, and then it'll just be educational films and old-time radio. I think that's going to suit me better because of copyright infringement liability, and also because there is a choice selection of material, right? All of the old-time radio shows, it just goes on forever. As many TV shows as we have now, it's amazing how many radio shows they had back then. During the first, 30, 40 years of radio, there's just so much, right? You think Gunsmoke was a hit on television, you should listen to all of the years, decades of stuff on Excessive Heat Warning. Ah, jeez. On radio, there's just a ton. It just goes on and on and on. And then you get into, okay, well, that's the U.S. Well, what about England? Well, they had a shitload of radio going on, too. Yes, Australia, South America, all of these places had their own radio stations and their own artists and writers and shows, So we're gonna dig deep into old time radio and just bring out. Now it's up to you guys. I'm not gonna put in the description of these shows everything about these shows. If I did, we would have nothing to talk about, right? Call in, comment. Let's talk about these shows if that's why we're here. Most of the time we're just here to bullshit. If you watch a show, listen to a show or something, and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to vent, then here we are. This is the venue for that. The vent you. Go on, vent you. Yeah. All right. Look, I'm gonna do another bung hit because I can, and then I'm gonna grab some socks, and I'm gonna put on some shoes and socks. Susan Shocks, who's she? Susan Shocks. That sounds like a punk singer. Yeah, next Susan Shocks. Totally. No, I said shoes and socks. Oh, never mind. She's not playing. Whoa. Oh, here we go. Lighter. Bang. Yeah, just a little bit of crud. Yeah. So there you go. There's that. On occasion, I will get hit with a thing from YouTube that says this is not meant for an appropriate. This is not appropriate for an audience under 18, right? And I'm thinking, what could I possibly have done during a live broadcast like this that would be inappropriate for audiences under 18, right? Because nothing is made for kids. Everything is set not for kids. And I hit that little button. But I don't do that the viewer must be over 18 thing, because that's ridiculous. And how can people get into what I'm, I want young people. Not kids, but I want young adults to watch so they can understand, they can learn, they can talk to me. So it's important to not have that little thing set. I don't want this for just adults. Adults have already made up their mind mostly. They're either weird or they're not weird. All right, they're either straight or they're not straight. They've already fucked their lives up or they haven't yet. And I want the haven't yet. I want that crowd. I want the crowd that hasn't fucked up their lives yet, so that I can talk to them about not fucking their lives up. Right? It's my whole, purpose of sharing the fucked up shit that's gone on in my life, is so that others can avoid the same issues. Whether it's drugs or alcohol or relationships or fucking relocating, whatever it is. Talk to me. If you got a problem at home, talk to me. If you got a technical issue at home, talk to me. If you need to fix something and you're like, I don't know how to, it's weird because everybody looks at it and they go, well, usually we do it this way, but you got this thing going on, so I don't know how. Talk to me. I love those. MacGyverisms. Yep. I mean, we watch MacGyver, right? And I'm like, 2 seconds in, I'm like, he's going to do this. And she's looking at me like, you fucker. He's got to do this. The only way he can get out of this now is to do this. And there he goes. He's reaching for it. It's like I told you. I saw it as soon as he walked by it. I knew he was going to use it. He had to. It's in the script. Look. Totally. Totally, man. Yeah, I think this is the week. if I can get over this crud in the next couple of days, I'm going to be going down to Elsinore. I really need to get this going. I need to pass on my knowledge to others, right, and create some kind of chain, some kind of grapevine thing going. And I think it's going to be real important to get it done ASAP, you know, and get just three key individuals, right, involved in the planning, the fundraising, and the invitations. That's it right there. I could take care of just about everything myself with a couple of locals, right? So it's just a matter of getting the show on the road, getting the ball rolling, get off the dime, get her done, right? Like, oh my God, he's like, so riot. Yeah. So, there you go. There you go. And I guess it's a good thing I'm not a hit with the show here. You know, because this particular show isn't about being a hit. It's about communication and talking and telling stories and, you know, venting and getting out this is my log, my captain's log. So, you know, that's pretty much, so whether there's somebody in here or not, I'm pretty much going to be talking the same stuff. You know, I'm just going to be saying whatever's on my head, whatever I need to think out, work out, you know, get that drawing board out and figure out what this is my sounding board here. You know, I like to talk about stuff here, throw it up, see what sticks, and see if I'm going to, you know, have to rethink things. I've been feeling crappy, so I haven't gotten any further on my air cooler. It just needs to be, the assembly needs to be finished, and then I need to create my vent, and that's it. And that's it. It's just a matter of, well, gosh, it's just a matter of not being so beat up, right? I have like no energy. I'm completely sapped of energy. As soon as I wake up, I feel like I want to go back to sleep, you know? So, and I got this right in here, you know, and a little bit above that, and a little bit below that, you know, and you can just hear it right in there. It's just crappy. Up in Mammoth, they called it the crud, right? In a small town, so it just lasted forever because, you know, everybody just keeps passing it around. You get over it, and then, you know, you're good for a couple of weeks, and then you got it again, man, in some other fucking fashion. At least here we can just kind of stay away from everybody. There's lots of space out in the desert. A lot of space. A lot of space between the ears. Yep. Just a pinch between the cheek and bung. Go! Totally, you know. That's just crazy stuff. It's just crazy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is today? Today, oh, wow. Yeah, we are really rocking along. So that Friday, I've got 2 great movies on Friday, and if people don't go, and I don't get the copyright things and my channel is burned to the ground, then these 2 movies should be quite fun. I may leave them up there for a week, and then I may just start yanking this shit down, fearing that somebody's going to come along and go, hey man, you can't play that because I played it on my channel, and you're stealing my viewers, man. So copyright claim, which is bogus because there's so many people out there, right, who have these huge collections of like VHS and 16 millimeter stuff, right? Or it's not even theirs. They just scam it off the internet like I do, and then put their tag on it and say this is mine, and then they assume that they own copyright claim on it, on YouTube, and they could just say, no, I claim that that's mine, right? And a lot of times people go, and just let them get away with it, right? So that's kind of bogus. So I think what I'm going to do is go back to the format that works. You know, we're going to do 12 old-time radio shows a week, 2 a day, 4 on Wednesdays. And then I'm going to do 10 videos a week, mostly educational films from as far back as I can find them, right? And that'll be fun. That'll be fun enough right there. On occasion, if I can find something that I know is not going to get me a copyright hit, then I'll throw it up there. But I'm not going to worry so much about, I mean, everything is available now on some kind of streaming channel. So I can just say, hey, go here and watch this. You know, like right now, go to Paramount and watch The Harder They Come with Jimmy Cliff from 1977, 76, something, 70-something. Great fucking movie. An independent film out of Jamaica. Just brilliant cast, brilliant script, brilliant story. Really, really authentic, raw performances from people. One of my first, is my very first, besides Night of the Living Dead, my first independent movie that I watched. The first 2 were The Harder They Come and Night of the Living Dead. Those are the very first 2 independent movies I've seen in my life. And, you know, what a wonderful pair to be the first, you know. And they were both they were because of the University of San Diego, University of California, San Diego, where my father attended. The Harder They Come, he and I watched in a viewing booth at the university in one of the media libraries, right? And it was just a room with glass walls, and you go sit in there in chairs at a desk, and there's a big tape machine, and you put in one of those big giant old tapes, you know, and we watched The Harder They Come. And then with Night of the Living Dead, he brought home a projector from the audio video department and checked out the Night of the Living Dead on 16 millimeter and brought those home to Temecula where we lived, and we watched those in the house. So those are my first 2 opportunities to see independent movies. And a huge difference from seeing a blockbuster, a big made for Hollywood, made for big screen type movie. Completely black and white. It's like one thing, it's like bigger than life. Everything you know is out of somebody's imagination. And then you see an independent movie where, oh my God, this could be real. You know, when you're watching Night of the Living Dead, you're thinking this could actually happen, right? Which is what hit people so strongly, was that it was real in its setting and the performances and stuff. You know, it's a cheeseball zombie movie. Yeah, but, you know, get out of your head and watch it. You know, get out of all the bullshit that you've been programmed. All of the other movies, the zombie movies that you've seen. Go back to the original and watch it, you know, free of all of that. And then you'll go, oh, wow, man, I get it. Same thing with The Harder They Come. It's just so real, right? Real, raw, emotional story. It's just great. It's just fucking great. And I don't want to say anything about it, you know. Other than it's a poor boy who comes to town and tries to make it big with a song and winds up in all kinds of trouble. Yeah, I better warm this up. I gotta warm up this coffee and grab some socks. Morgen, Sam. Guten Morgen, ja. For sure, Sure. No wedgie. Okay, I got socks. My old 1980s socks, my vintage socks here. Yep, that's right. I wear only real clothes, man. I don't wear any of the bullshit they're trying to fucking force on us now. I don't wear anything fucking with fancy labels and Gucci this or Dolce Bergana, whatever, man. It ain't me, man. Nikes and Vans, man. Levi's and T-shirts, man. Baseball hats that don't have a baseball team on them, unless, of course, it's the Cubs or the Indians, right? The Indians, isn't that the baseball team they used in the what is that movie? Geez, a baseball movie. Wait, the words, they just come into my head and leave like a breath. They're just gone. I think he's got dementia. Yeah, Dr. Dementia. No, really. What's that movie called? What was it called? It was... oh, crap. Come on, somebody. Charlie Sheen, Wild Thing. Yeah. There was 2, 3. There was a sequel, right? There was at least one sequel. I don't even know where I was going with this. Anyways, Hans. Yep. So, yeah, it's just real clothes for me. Corduroy, denim. I try not to wear anything that harkens to today's capitalism and corporate bullshit. So I don't wear stuff with today's labels on them. Unless, of course, we're talking about Nike. You know, this is as close as I could get to a vintage Nike shoe on my budget. Vans are easy. It's easy to grab a pair. Any old pair of Vans are going to look like any older pair of Vans, which is really, really cool. Same thing with 501s. You get a pair of 501 jeans with the regular label on them, and it looks like any other pair of 501 jeans from any other decade, right? Going back 60, 50, 70 years. Yeah, it's not too often that I'm doing this particular show with an audience, but my daughter's awake this morning, up getting ready to go to orientation at the university. So there's a little bit of ambient sound, and now I do have dogs. The dogs are used to me sitting out here talking to myself, but every once in a while I imagine getting the eye from the side because I said something a little weird, but that's cool because I'm used to that here. I'm totally used to getting a look on occasion for saying something weird or off color, but hey, weird's my middle name, you know. Or is it Crazy Old Weird Bearded? Yeah, it's Weird as my middle name. Go get out of here. Go on. Go on. Oh, I just had some ideas for some animation in my head. No, I can't do animation. The only thing I can do is take things, change them a little bit, and then take photographs or graphics and alter them slightly in a successive pattern, and then just add them in short bursts in a row, and that's the best I can do for animation. That's it. So, but I just had some other ideas. Of course, now the other computer wants to update. What is your problem? You You didn't want to do that when I updated the other one, you ass. You dumbass, you stupid. I'm sorry, computer. Don't calm down. I was just being weird. I was just being silly. I wasn't being serious. Don't get mad at me. Don't throw a tantrum there, eh? Sheesh, I feel like I have to pet my computer on occasion. Be nice. Shh, calm down. It's okay. I still love you. Sam, you're not a dentist. Psst, there you go. You're an eye doctor. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Sam, you're not a dentist. Hi. I know you have to take care of her. You have to make sure that she's all clean everywhere, but geez, you can stop at the ears and eyes. You guys. Now you're all just getting weird. Bunch of weirdos. Ooh, what's on TV? Let's see. Oh, I think we've seen Columbo. Columbo. All right, here we go. We got Dorothy Hamill skates into television, November 13th through the 19th. You remember Dorothy Hamill, right? That Dorothy Hamill haircut. And this is 1970. Oh, eyeballs. All right, where's my bifocals? Jeez, are you serious? Old guy. Okay, oh, that's better. 1976. Battle of the Network Stars, ABC, CBS, and NBC take their ratings wars to authentic field as 10 celebrities from each network participate in running, bicycling, swimming, and obstacle course relays, tug of war, baseball baseball throw, tennis, and one shot nearest to pin golf tournament. Wow. Robert Conrad, NBC, Gabe Cap. Oh. My computer froze again. Hey, my computer's back again. Yeah, totally. So where were we? Tim Matheson, Linda Carter, Gary Berghoff, Barbara Parkins, Hal Linden, Loretta Swit, Kevin Tighe, Penny Marshall, Lee Merriweather, Joanna Patet, Darlene. Oh man, I used to love these Battle of the Network stars. The best ones were, well, all of them were just bitchin', right? But those are some great team captains. Robert Conrad, Gabe Kaplan, Telly Savalas. Ed Asner made a great team captain as well. Lou Grant from the Mary Tyler Moore Show and from the Lou Grant Show. But he was really a heavy on television. Ooh, the Record and Tape Club. Any 11 records or tapes for just $1. Oh, God, that was such a great deal. And then they would send you these catalogs every month, and you'd get to pick out, you had to pick out at least, like 2 or 3 more records at regular cost, and purchase them within a year or something. But what a great fucking deal. You figure you're going to buy 2 or 3 records a year anyway, right? So why not sign up for the Record and Tape Club and just start your collection off with like a dozen records? Boom. Boom. I did it like 2 or 3 times throughout my life. I joined the Record and Tape Club and just ordered all of the bomb classics, Yeah, I think the last time I did that, I got like ELO and let's see, the Bee Gees. God, I just got so many, a bunch of Led Zeppelin, just a bunch of the classics. Sam, are you remaking that bed? Oh, well now you're gonna lay down. What a guy. What a guy. You're such a good guy. Am I still here? Hello. Hello. Did I go away? Did I go away anywhere? Wow. Guy's got a head like the Crypt Keeper. You ain't lying. Oh my God, the scalp. I gotta look up really quick so I can see the back of my neck. All right, so I'm going to be taking off here. Hopefully my computer, if it freezes up, just give it a little patience. Because if it does that while I'm gone, there's nothing I can do about it. You just have to, if the show decides to, then that's the way it is. But when I get back, I'll reinitialize and start a new show. So there you go. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put on, a couple of back-to-back shows. And there's no video except for the video. If it's an X-1, then it's just a moving star field, right? And that's the only element in the video that moves. The other videos don't have any other moving elements. They're just a photograph with some graphics, some titles and stuff. Of course, it's like 2 or 3 times the memory to create one of these videos versus just the video with the audio in it. But I gotta do something. I gotta liven it up. So yeah, if something crashes or something while I'm gone and it freezes up, just be patient. And then, of course, if it does say adios, then look for a reboot, a restarting of the stream somewhere shortly after. But in about 10 or 15 minutes, I think we're going to be taking off. Maybe 15 or 20. And I'm going to run her over to her friend's house, which is about 15 minutes up the road. Drop her off. She's going to go down to the campus and do orientation for the fall classes. This will be her 3rd orientation. She does it all. She goes to everything, talks to everybody, tries to get into as many programs as possible to help her financial situation and to help her succeed. So that's the bomb. It'd be nice if they could fall in with other people up here that are on the same type of schedule and figure out a carpool program, right, per semester. Because that'd be cool, you know. And I'm here for whatever is needed, but at the same time, my daughter's got to get out and experience the world. Carpooling's one of those things, you know. Ride share. Boy, Dorothy Hamill sure was cute. She sure was cute. I'm sure she's still adorable. She's still adorable. Dorothy, my God, she died 3 years ago. No, I don't know. I don't keep up with these things here. The Apple Dumpling Gang. First time on TV, 1976. We saw that in the theater. I think we saw Return of the Apple Dumpling Gang in the theater. One of our babysitter movies. Yeah. Totally. Ooh, Life Goes to the Movies. Life magazine, hardcover book. Nostalgia Book Club. Oh. Nostalgia Book Club. Now see, there's something I would definitely... Ooh, Anzio. Robert Mitchum. That is a great movie. Anzio. Oh, yeah. Let's see, Prime Time at 9. All in the Family. 9:30, Alice. At 10, The Carol Burnett Show. What's on at 8? Is there anything on at 8? Anything? Anything? Celebrity Olympics. Battle of the Network Stars. Wow. The ABC Team. So this is a show that was on ABC. ABC Sports. The ABC Team. Darlene Carr, Linda Carter, Richard Hatch, Robert Higgs, Ron Howard, Gabriel Kaplan, Hal Linden, Farrah Fawcett Majors, Penny Marshall, and John Shuck. The CBS Team, Adrian Barbeau, Gary Berghoff, Kevin Dobson, Pat Harrington, Bill Macy, Lee Meriwether, Mackenzie Phillips, Tully Savalas, Loretta Swit, Jimmy J.J. Walker. The NBC Team, Melissa Sue Anderson, Robert Conrad, Karen Grassel, Tim Matheson, Ben Murphy, Barbara Parkins, Joanna Patet, Kevin Ty, Bobby Troop, and Desmond Wilson. Wow. Among others. Sheesh. That's great. That is just... They don't make shows like that anymore. You know, where you get the networks to get together to go against each other, right? And whoever wins, wins. You know, it's not a setup. They did quite a few seasons of those. Now, there's something I'd like to put on my channel. I don't even know if that's ever made it to DVD. You think? Oh, yeah. Mary Tyler Moore at 8. And the Bob Newhart Show at 8:30. What a Saturday lineup, you know. Battle of the Network Stars. All of these shows. Like, no way. Meet. A documentary. Where's my glasses? Oh, I need my glasses to find my glasses. Meet. In bold black print. Emmy winner Frederick Weissman's latest documentary focuses on a Colorado meatpacking firm to show the process by which meat reaches retailers. Without narration, Weissman films animals grazing, being fattened, and auctioned, but the emphasis is on what he calls the production aspects of the slaughterhouse. In graphic segments, cattle and sheep are stunned to death, skinned, sectioned, cleaned, inspected, and packaged. Weissman says he hoped to capture the nature of this kind of business and the conditions under which its employees work. His impression after filming The Meat Plant was modern with a humane system. Stunned to death, skinned, sectioned, cleaned, inspected, and packaged. Which part of that is humane? The stunning or the packaging? I don't know. Something like that would probably turn you into a vegetarian. Oh, Sybil Part 1. Oh, man. The Many Faces of Sybil Dorset, based on an actual psychiatric case. This 1976 TV movie about a shy young woman named Sybil, Sally Field, who commits irrational, destructive acts but can't remember doing them. Confused and frightened, she seeks help from a sympathetic analyst, Dr. Cornelia Wilbur, Joanna Woodward. In therapy, Dr. Wilbur finds that Sybil has several selves, each with its own attributes and habits. Peggy, for example, is furious and terrified. Marcia is suicidal. Vicky, however, speaks French and has social grace, while romantic Vanessa is an accomplished pianist. Probing Sybil's terrifying childhood memories, Dr. Wilbur searches for what could have caused such a shattering. What was the torment? Who was the tormentor? The movie adapted Flora Retta Schreiber's bestseller concludes tomorrow night. Wow. I remember the TV movie Sybil. Very, very heavy drama. Totally. Maud. There you go, Maud. That's a great show. Beatrice Arthur, and Bill Macy. Just a great. All's Fair. Looks like a nighttime soap opera. Ugh. And I hate those. I hate nighttime soap operas. Like Mary Hartman. Oh, jeez. Oh, look, Rhoda and Phyllis. And shows with just one person's name in the title. Dick. You know? It's like, give me a break. Maud. Fred. Totally. Always a good movie on. Always a good movie. Always, ooh, The Odd Couple, Hogan's Heroes, a lot of good reruns. It's November, middle of November here, so we're already starting to talk about miniature Christmas trees and whatnot. Yep. Uh-oh. The specials are back. Look out. Dorothy Hamill, John Denver, and Olivia Newton-John. Back-to-back-to-back specials. 8, 9, and 10. You know what? That's too special. You can't have that many specials in one night. It just makes the night unspecial. You know, if everything's special, then nothing is. 3 specials in one night, back-to-back-to-back-to-back. That's not. No, I couldn't do it. I'd have to pick one. Dorothy Hamill, John Denver, Olivia Newton-John. Well, who's the guests? Starland Vocal Band, Afternoon Delight, Joanne Woodward on the John Denver. The first television appearance of the shark from Jaws. All right, so that's probably the one that I would have to watch. I don't think I could do the Dorothy Hamill dancing, Gene Kelly, Jim McKay, no. Elliot Gould, Rona Barrett. Wonder Woman's on there, but Lee Majors. No, I'd have to go with John Denver just so I could see the shark and the Starland Vocal Band. All right, so that's Wednesday, November 17th, 1976, 9 o'clock. ABC. It's a special. Yep, Starland Vocal Band. They do Afternoon Delight and California Day. The first variety show appearance of the shark from Jaws. Now that seems a little hinky there. What are they going to do? Just wheel him in with some fake cardboard water doing this? Right? And have him go rawr, rawr. Or remember that famous shot of beardless Steven Spielberg lounging in Jaws open mouth? Hey, look at me. Maybe they'll do that. Let's do a photo op. Let's get John Denver in there. Clamp down real hard. Stop that. Alright, I'll take it all back, man. Coffee. Alright, let me heat that up. And, I guess I'm going to get a show ready here to put on. I'm going to get me a show ready to put on. Let's grab, out of the 35 episodes I have here, 34, 35, let me grab a good long one here. One that I haven't played recently. Oh, they're all about 23 minutes. Every once in a while I get a nice good long 29-minute one. There's a 27-minute one, The Outer Limit. There's a 14-minute one. Maybe I'll do a regular one, and then that 14-minute one. That's a great one with kids, 0 Hour, where the kids take over the world. That's a good one. Let's see, Nightmare. How long is that one? 24 minutes. 23. Yeah, they're all about 23 minutes. What do you know about that? Right there, Nami. Right. 23, 23, 22, 23, 24, 22, 23, 22, 23, 24. Alright. 0 Hour. 14 minutes. The Outer Limit, 27 minutes. Dwellers in Silence. Well, let's do these two. The Outer Limit and Dwellers in Silence. Those are cool. That's about 27:23 and 14:38. So that's about 30, 40, about 42, 43 minutes. That should be about enough time. I should be back by then. Shouldn't I? Gosh, I hope so. Yeah, it only takes 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. That's, what, half an hour? No problem. And if I'm not back, you're just going to have to stare at a frozen, it's done, look at me, I'm done. I'm waiting, I'm done. All right. Let me heat this up. And I'll wait till the last second to start it. Arr. Okay, so like there's that. I got my coffee. I'm not taking it with me, but I have it so I can drink it while I'm still here. Right? Odd. Let's see, there's that. Let me grab a hat. Grab my hairy hat. Oops. Alright. Let's see. This and this. And then a phone. Gotta have a phone. Just in case. Alright. Ooh, it's July 10th. July, the 10th of July. 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 Now where's my glasses? There's my sunglasses. Alright, because coming back, I want to be looking right into the sun, man. I'm going to be looking right into the sun, man. My Chiquita banana hat. Chiquita banana, Chiquita banana, Chiquita banana, Chiquita banana. Far out, you know? Like, totally far out, dude. Yep, TikTok, baby, TikTok. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. Whew. Ow. 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 Oh, yeah. Pain? Still here. Ow. Okay. Gonna have to get out there and go do something. Dorothy Hamill. Oh my God, like no way. Seagram's 7. 7 and 7. I can't get over this record and tape club. And of course, it's stacks of 8 tracks, right? And I just want to look at all those 8 tracks and go, oh my gosh, I've got that one, I've got that one, I've got that one, I've got that one. Right? Because I do, I've got like 1,000 8 tracks. And I have so many. So many. I want to keep my baby, starring Muriel Hemingway. My God, she's so young. 15-year-old faced with abandonment by her boyfriend. Pressures from all sides. And all she wants to do is keep the baby, man. That's heavy. Oh, there's the dog. Woof. I'll be right back. Get in, Sam. Okay. That's it.
That's it, boys. They're at the house. It's just about time to head on down the road for a spell.
Yeah, we used to make this trip every morning back in high school and junior high, right? My daughter rarely took the bus, which was cool by me because I never had many good experiences on the bus until I got much older. But it was cool in junior high. There were actually a couple of cool high school kids who would make sure that she was cool, which was neat. You know, hey, so and so, this guy, you know, made sure that I had a place to sit. That's neat to hear. You know, not, you know, I got 3 people smack the back of my head, you know, which is what would have happened to me. You know, nobody let me sit down. The bus driver had to push somebody over, which of course made me even, you know, look worse to everyone. Stupid freak. I don't want this stupid freak sitting next to me. I wasn't too keen on sitting next to you normals either. Normals. You know, I used to scoff at that. It's like, if that's being normal, I don't want to be normal. You know, I was always wanted to be the opposite of whatever everybody else was, because usually they sucked, right? It's like, I don't want to be that. Hell no. If that's normal, nope, then I'm not normal. Period. Call me weird.
Call me weird.
Yeah, all right. Just about time to head on out. Head on out. She don't look ready yet. It's going to be another 5 or 10 minutes.
Yep.
Better put some muscle in your hustle. Don't make me call you Russell.
Totally, man. It's just Fat Albert. What are you talking about, Fat Albert?
Hey, Russell, shut up. Totally, man. Yeah, I haven't watched any good episodes of Fat Albert lately. Yeah, it'd be fun. Or some Underdog. You know, some good old Underdog. That's some cool stuff right there. Good old. But if you're up for some Sid and Marty Krofft, I believe it's still on Paramount. You can find Land of the Lost on Prime, but on Paramount you can still find all of the shows. All of the Sid and Marty Krofft shows. If you want to watch that speed buggy dude, he's there, man. Lidsville, the Bugaloos, H.R. Puffin stuff. It's the Bay City fucking Rollers. I mean, it's all there. It's all there. So check it out. Check it out, man. I mean, if you want to have a full-on flashback, you know, get out your lava lamp and your fucking love beads and sit down on your little, you know, cashmere fucking rug there and enjoy, man. That's some heavy shit. Oh, that's hot. That's some good stuff right there. Like, oh my god, no way. Oh my god. Yeah, I had some technical difficulties this morning, and they keep rearing their ugly head. Every once in a while, my OBS program, my online broadcasting software, decides that it wants to stop the stream and start the stream. So we get the occasional glitch with the freezing. Hopefully the freezing doesn't take too long and I come back pretty quick. Right now it looks like I'm at about 6 seconds delay, which is pretty good. Usually it's about 30 seconds or more of a delay between when I'm talking here and when it appears on YouTube Live. So right now it's a really short delay, and I think that delay has been shortened by the amount of times that my program has frozen up and trying to return me as soon as possible it chews up my buffer time, right? So it may extend that buffer time by very slightly lagging out my show, right? So that eventually I've got another 30-second buffer, which is cool because I wish I had a cough button, right? Or a shit button. Oh shit, you know, and push that button that silences you during a certain time, you know, or just cuts you and, you know, brings you, you know what I'm saying, man. It's one of those live things. Because this is live. Anything can happen. Like any moment now, I'm going to have to pick it up and run out the door. So I'll be putting on a live broadcast of a repeat program. And let's see, I've got everything. Where's my, oh, there's my glasses. Let me grab my glasses. And let me grab a bottle of water. Put this bottle in the fridge. Okay. Now I have everything I need. I got my glasses, I got my bag, my wallet, my water, my Mikosas, my phone. Now I can head out the door. So all I have to do is push play over here, set you guys up, turn my microphone off, and then I'll be back in 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Hopefully this show will last long enough, these two shows. I should come back and the other one should be just finishing up. The short 14-minute show should be just about halfway through or close to the end. So, cheers. I shouldn't have to do anything but go over there and come back. And then I have to decide, okay, am I going to take the back way or am I going to go the front way? I think I'm going to take the back way. I think I'm going to shoot up to the road that runs parallel with the highway. And then just take that, because I take that all the way down, and then her friend's house is like right there. I could go through town, which runs parallel, and then they eventually meet in the same spot, but there's 20 traffic lights between us and her if we go through town. And usually when I'm in a hurry, I'll hit every single red light. That's just Murphy coming at you. So I want to try to avoid Murphy this morning, so I'll just run up the back way. It adds an extra minute going up to the road, but then you save multiple minutes not hitting every stupid traffic light. I think there's one traffic light and a stop sign between us. And the other way, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, 12 traffic lights at least. Not to mention the slower speed and the more traffic. Yeah. So there's that. A review of Charlie's Angels. Ooh. What this show is about, mainly, is skin. Yards of bare shoulders, bare legs, bare tummies, and hair. Gobs of it, tumbling over those bare shoulders. That's the first paragraph in the review of Charlie's Angels. Oh my gosh. Okay, was it a man or a woman? Was it a man or a woman doing the review? Robert McKenzie. Okay. And at the end it says, no wonder Forsyth never shows his face. You can just imagine the in-between. Oh, shit. Burn. Burn, man. Somebody does not appreciate a TNA show, right? Totally. All right, we got to be getting close here. Oh, now. You gonna be late? Well, I guess it's nothing. It's not like a schedule they have to keep. They have to check in between 7 and 9, right? That's the orientation check-in. And then they're going to be there most of the day, right? So, you know, thank goodness she's used to going out and doing this kind of stuff with her friends and They'll probably go have lunch somewhere, you know. Maybe get some dinner on the way home. Maybe they'll go to the mall and go shopping. Oh, that'd be neat. All right, we got to be getting close to takeoff point here. X minus 5, 4, 3. X minus shot. All right. So I'm just going to push play and go to that screen, and you guys can listen to a couple of X minus 1s until I get back. And then we'll continue this adventure here until my wife wakes up and takes off. And she will be getting up and taking off. Well, she'll be getting up before we leave. You about ready, baby? Yeah. Okay. We're going to have to wake Mom up before we go. We're leaving so late. Yep. We have to wake up the old lady now. Otherwise, she'll sleep in. We've been staying awake pretty late because of the heat. And our schedules are a little shallow right now. So we just spend time together hanging out, watching TV, doing stuff. When that happens, I don't get as much done here, right? I just don't. I just would rather spend time with the girls doing whatever, you know, even if it's just sitting around staring at our feet, you know, I'd rather do that. So, the last couple of days I've just been trying to recoup from being sick. And just taking it easy. Next week is done in the can, as they say. I just have to upload my final couple of shows and then make a program guide, which will happen sometime on Saturday, probably. Get a new program guide. And then a lot of the videos for the month are created. The old-time radio shows, I think all of those are pretty much ready to go. Well, if not created, they're pretty easily created. But yeah, I'm totally. I got to get out of here. I got to get down to Elsinore this week. I got things to do. I can't be sick anymore. It sickens me to be sick. Oh my God, I'm so sick of being sick. Yeah. Story of your life. All right, Dorothy, you can go back over here with the rest of the gang, and we'll check you out later. Yes. Most of the TV guides I have are from the 70s. I've got a handful from the 80s and 90s. But mostly from the 70s, which is cool. The best TV was back in the 70s. You know, Battle of the Network fucking Stars. That right there says it all. That says it all. Shows like Rhoda and Phyllis and stuff, they don't impress me. You know, that don't impress me much. Ready? Really? Okay. All right, I'm going to put on a show here, and then I'll be ready to walk out the door. Now, we're not like, oh my God, we got to go like right now, right? Yeah, I mean, right, yeah, but it's not like pertinent because you guys are just checking in. Right? Okay, let me start this show and get you guys rolling, and then we can take off. You have to stop anywhere? You have to stop anywhere? No. Okay. All right, then. Ooh, there it is.
Countdown for blast.
All right, people, I'll see you in a little while.
X minus 5.
Have fun.
4, 3, 2, X minus 1. Fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in 1,000,000 could-be years on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, presents...
minus one.
Tonight's story, The Outer Limit, by Graham Dorr. We go ahead now in time to 1965. We're on a vast concrete runway set in the desert of the Southwest. A giant metal ship stands before us, prow pointed for the stars. And in 5 minutes, the signal will flash and it will tear up through the atmosphere to the outer limit.
Attention! Attention! Clear field for takeoff! Clear field!
5 minutes, Steve.
Right. Warm her up, Charlie.
Turn her over!
I want to go over procedure again, Steve.
Don't worry, I got it straight.
We'll just make sure.
Okay, I take her up on jets to 50,000, then I cut in the rockets.
No lower, or your tail blast will burn out 3 counties.
I climb 4 minutes on rockets, then start maneuver tests.
Remember that, no more than 4 minutes. This ship isn't like those Strato rockets that you've been testing. She's the first one built for outer space. If she works, you can go clear to the moon.
If I'd have known, I'd have brought my toothbrush.
Not this trip. Now get this, Steve. You've got power there to clear the Earth's gravitational field, but remember, after you cut in the rockets, you've only got 10 minutes fuel. If you go beyond the outer limit and don't save fuel for the return, you won't get down again, ever. You'll drift out into space. Get that now. 10 minutes fuel.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, this project is a lot more important than that cosmic ray bomb that they're testing out in the Pacific tonight.
Well, the Security Commission brass doesn't think so. I don't see any undersecretaries under anything.
Don't you worry, Steve. In the long run, our ship will make the CR bomb back-page stuff. But in the meantime, it's just as dangerous. Now, remember, half the principles in this ship are pure theory, slide rule stuff. If anything goes wrong, we may have to scrape you off the landscape with a soup spoon.
You have a charming sense of humor.
Now, here's what I'm getting at, Steve. We're risking your neck in this test. Anything blows, we don't want to have the next man pull the same boner. So keep your mic open. Keep talking. If anything goes wrong, we want to know exactly why. And we won't be able to ask you. Let us know before you pull every switch, before you do anything. Got that? Even if you only have to blow your nose.
All right, get those fuel lines away.
Well, I guess that's about all, Steve.
Hey, that reminds me. If Mary calls, I'm just up on a milk run. I didn't tell her today was it.
How is Mary?
She's okay, but she's due about now, and I don't want her to get nervous.
Hey, I didn't know the baby was that close. Steve, you know, I really ought to be sending a single man on this job.
What, and cut me out of a soft paycheck? Forget it, Hank. You know you can't get anybody else who can take 15 G's acceleration when those rockets cut in.
Yeah, I know. It's time, Steve.
Yeah. I'll see you later. Don't worry, Hank. I'll sweat for both of us. Button her up, Charlie. So long, Hank.
So long. We'll give you the light from control.
X2 JTR to control. Are you there yet, Hank?
Okay, Steve. I'm ready to go.
Mr. Hanson.
Ready on radar, Sergeant?
Check. Mr. Hanson, you better see this.
What is it, Elsie?
Message sent for Steve. Mrs. Weston just left for the hospital.
What? Hello, Steve.
Yeah?
Stand by a minute.
Shall I hold it up, Mr. Hanson?
Yes. No, wait just a minute. It's too late now.
You going to tell him?
Well, maybe he's got enough to worry about.
Hey, what's holding us up, Hank? Something on your mind?
No, there's nothing, Steve. I just wanted to say good luck. All right, Charlie. Give him the light. All right, Steve, I'm reading you clear.
I'm at 20,000. Airspeed 600. It's running fine. Soundproofing works. There's a 3-degree waiver in the AGY pressure.
Got that, Charlie?
Check. Dead center on radar, Mr. Hanson.
50,000 now. I'm cutting loose the port jet. Now the starboard. Now I'm off jets. Airspeed dropping. Now I'm opening the rocket ports. The switch sticks a little, Charlie. Oxyalcohol pressure 350. All right, now I'm advancing the ignition key. Here goes rocket 1.
Steve? Steve, you all right?
Yeah. Feels like somebody slugged me with a sledgehammer. Airspeed now 1,200. Here goes number 2. She's okay, Hank. Running like a Swiss watch. She's okay.
Hello, Steve. Elapsed rocket's time is now 4 minutes. What's your altitude? Over to you.
Speed 4,400, still climbing. Altitude 297 miles.
All right, you're at the outer limit. Level off for maneuver tests. You've got exactly 6 minutes fuel left.
I'm starting a 3-degree left bank. She's a little sluggish. There, it's all right. There's a low vibration somewhere. Maybe the cockpit cover. My view screen's a little fogged. Now I'm straightening out.
5 minutes fuel left.
Now I'm starting a 3-degree right. Hey, of all the...
What's the matter? What's wrong?
There's something up here. Something shining.
What are you talking about?
There's something above me, Hank. I'm going to chase it.
Steve, you're at the outer limit now.
I can see it plain now.
Now, Steve, don't go any higher. You've only got 4 minutes left. You've only got...
I'm getting static. I can't hear you, Hank. It's dead ahead now. I'm going to make a pass at it and get a good look. Here goes. Hey, it's swerving to meet me. It's dead ahead now. Look out, it's dead ahead.
Hello, Steve. Steve, come in.
9 minutes fuel gone.
There's still no sign
Hello, Steve, what happened? Charlie, get the crash squad out. Tell the Army squadron to alert their search plane.
Right.
9.5 minutes gone.
Hello, Steve. Steve, listen to me. What's happened? Where the devil is he? Hello. Come in, Steve. Steve, come in. Hello, Steve. Hello, Steve.
10 minutes.
Steve.
That's the end of the fuel.
How long has it been now?
10 hours, Mr. Hanson.
Nothing more on radar, Sergeant?
Screen's blank.
Colonel Carulli called in. The search planes are back. Couldn't find anything.
Should be some trace.
He couldn't have bailed out, could he?
You don't hit the silk at 4,400 miles an hour. We either went past the outer limit and ran out of fuel, or something blew, and we'll find the pieces scattered from here to the coast. Why does it have to be the best man? Always the best man. Charlie, we got to figure out what was wrong.
Right.
Something must have blown.
All right, I'll call him. Goodbye. Mr. Hanson, there's a message from Northside Hospital for Steve.
Well, what is it?
Mrs. Weston is fine. It's a boy.
Oh, thank you, Elsie. It's a boy, Charlie.
Yeah.
Fine. It's a boy. We didn't even know that she went to the hospital. How am I going to tell Mary that?
No, it wasn't your fault, Mr. Hanson. The ship was tested.
Yeah, we'll build another, and some other flying fool will shoot past the outer limit into space. Well, I'm getting old, Charlie. You can remember when I used to take them up myself. Now I've got to send other men.
Look, it's a job, Mr. Hanson.
Now I'm afraid. Every time I hear a jet go off, I jump. Every time I have to send somebody up in a new model, I start to sweat.
Mr. Hanson.
Yeah?
I think I've got something on the radar.
No flights scheduled in, are there, Elsie?
No, the whole day's cleared.
It's coming in behind us. Here he comes over the building.
Yeah. What crazy jockey is buzzing the field like that? Is that an Army plane, Charlie?
No, I can't see. Here he comes back again. I know that engine. Yes, it's Steve.
That's impossible.
Look, that's his ship.
It can't be.
It's circling back for landing.
Charlie, clear the field.
He's coming back in. Mr. Hanson, there's not another ship in the world that looks like that. I tell you, it's got to be Steve.
Thank God. All right, sit down over there, Steve. Quicker we get this done, the quicker you get over to see Mary and the baby. Elsie, give the order to check and refuel the rockets. I don't want anybody in here till I get Steve's reports. Bury any calls. All right, Steve, let's have it. What the devil happened to you?
Hank, that cosmic ray bomb. Does it still go off tonight?
What are you talking about? Straighten out, Steve. Where have you been for the last 10 hours?
Listen, Hank, there's something more important.
Now, come on. I've got to get a report on the screen to Washington, so let's have it, will you? I've got to know how you stretched 10 minutes fuel to keep you in the air for 10 hours.
One thing before
now,
I talk...
Now, look, Steve.
Will you have the Geiger men run over the ship before they refuel?
What did you run into?
So help me, Hank, I don't know. We better check and make sure it isn't radioactive.
Elsie, add a Geiger report on the standard check. Steve, maybe we better have the medics look you over, too.
No, I'm all right. They said I'd be all right.
They? Look, son, I know you've had a tough time, but we've had this field on the alert for 10 hours, boy. One of the Army boys cracked up looking for you, and he's hurt bad. So let's have the story. Let's have it straight.
I don't know how to tell you, Hank. Hank, I saw something up there.
At 300 miles?
I chased something up there, Hank, and I caught it.
Now, don't hand me that, Steve.
Listen! I was cruising along, just starting the right bank when I spotted something. It must have been going about half my speed. It was egg-shaped and smooth. I made a pass at it, and I came back for another, and then there was a humming sound.
Humming?
Sort of a vibration. And then I blacked out. I was headed straight for it at 4,400 miles an hour. I thought it was going to be the biggest smash since Hiroshima. And... Listen, Hank, is there a drink in that bottle?
Yeah, sure. Well? What happened?
Hank, I came to inside their ship.
Steve, this whole thing has been a devil of a strain on you. I'm going to call Major Donaldson from the Army base, ask him to sit in.
The psychiatrist? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let him run his tests. He'll tell you I'm not kidding. Because, Hank, unless I miss my guess, I've just been tipped off to the way the world ends.
You should be getting drowsy now. Count backwards from 10.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6.
He's under. Now we attach the head plate electrodes and the cortical pickup. Look up for that wire, Mr. Hanson. 3.0 setting and 31.3. Now, throw that switch, Mr. Hanson. I have to start him off by suggestion. All right, Steve. You're in your ship now. You're in the rocket.
Rocket?
You're in the rocket. You're in the rocket, and you've just sighted something strange.
Now I'm starting at 3-degree right.
What's that?
Hey, there's something up here. Something shining.
His memory pattern. We're picking it up electronically.
Something above me, Hank. I'm going to chase it.
It's piped through the audio circuits.
Getting static. I can't hear you, Hank.
This is where we lost contact with him.
I'm going to make a pass at it. Hey, it's swerving to meet me. It's dead ahead now. Look out. It's dead ahead.
Now what?
This is where he blacked out. No telling how long, minutes or hours.
What's that noise?
I don't know. Shh.
Where? How did I get here? What? Who are you?
Is he seeing things?
Galactic Patrol. What's that?
Well, what are they saying, Steve? What are they saying?
It's about nuclear fission. They know about it. They know the danger of it. Long ago, they had wars that almost destroyed them. But finally, they learned. Now they've outlawed war.
Go on, Steve.
They patrol space. When their detector picks up an atomic explosion, they send a patrol. They've been observing Earth, and they found wars and rumors of wars.
What are they going to do?
They've quarantined us.
Quarantine?
They've isolated all Earth because we're infected with a communicable disease. Because we don't know how to control ourselves yet. And until we learn, we'll be a menace to the whole universe.
What is this nonsense?
Quiet. How are they going to do it, Steve?
Well, they've spread out a layer here of I don't know what to call it. It's all around the Earth. It's miles deep. And when there's an atomic explosion on Earth, the radioactive particles will drift up to this layer and and set off a chain reaction that'll go around the world in microseconds, and that's the end. Yes? Yes, I understand. I've got to bring back the warning. You're going to put me back in my ship to bring the warning.
Now what?
Blacked out again. I guess that's all.
What does all that mean?
It's what he remembers.
You don't think that really happened?
No. Narco-psychometry circuits produced what he remembers. Just means that Steve believes this happened.
I don't like to see this. I've seen too many top pilots snap. Steve is the best I've known. How bad do you think he is?
Well, frankly, outside of the presence of this well-organized hallucination, there are no signs of unbalance. May not be too serious. If he had a more plausible story, I'd be inclined to believe it.
Warning. Hank.
It's all right, boy.
Did you hear it, Hank? Do you understand?
Sure. We've been quarantined.
Now, let me give you something to make you sleep, Steve.
But don't you understand? They fixed it so that if we set off one more nuclear explosion, we will have had it.
Of course. Now, don't roll your sleeve down.
You don't believe me?
Now, take it easy, Steve.
But the tests are setting off the cosmic ray bomb, Hank, tonight. What time is it?
11:20.
It's scheduled for midnight. Hank, we've got to stop that bomb.
Let Donaldson give you the hypos.
You got to believe me. I saw them. I got the warning. If we touch off the Q-bomb tonight, we'll be the biggest galactic 4th of July of all time. The whole Earth will go up like a Roman candle. April 10th, 1965, the end.
Look, Steve, you better calm down now. Don't you want to see Mary and the baby? You've got a new son, remember?
That's just it. I want to see my son. I want him to live. If the bomb goes off, Hank, we got to stop it.
Mr. Hanson, I think we'd better get over to the base hospital.
Hank, you got to believe me.
Sure, Steve. Maybe there's something to it. Look, it's out of our hands now, Steve. I'll put it in a report, shove it into Washington in the morning.
In the morning? There won't be any morning, Hank. You've got to call Washington now. Get the head of the Security Commission and postpone the test.
Now, you know I can't do that. My neck would be out a mile. Besides, this is 1965, not 45. 20 countries have the atomic bomb now. What's the use of stopping just this one? The rest will keep right on popping them off.
Well, then we'll have to call an international conference. Can't you understand, Hank? The first one that goes off finishes us. It's the end. They've given us the quarantine warning.
Steve, I think you'd better go with us to the base hospital.
Look, Steve, we can call up for a detail if we have to.
All right, I'll go with you. You don't need a straitjacket.
That's the way, Steve. You'll probably feel better by morning. Let's go.
Tomorrow I'll drive you over to the hospital to see Mary and the kid.
Yeah, sure.
Look at the ship under the floodlights. Pretty, huh? You'll be flying her again soon, Steve. Don't worry.
Yeah, I guess so. What's she doing out on the line? They refuel her?
Yeah, we got Clausewitz coming in tomorrow from Denver for another test. Figure we'd give you a day off.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine.
Steve.
Hey, go.
Come on, Donaldson. Steve! Steve, come back here.
He's heading for the rocket.
That's crazy. Steve! Get down off of there, Steve! We can't get at him now. That hood is armor glass.
He's waving.
To its control, the radio. Come on.
I should have gotten help.
Come on, Donaldson. The radio is still hooked up. Hello, Steve.
Listen to me, Hank. You gotta call Washington now.
Look, Steve, come out of the rocket.
I'll call my men, Henson.
Don't try anything, Hank. They refueled the rocket for tomorrow.
Take it easy, Steve.
Listen, you know what'll happen if I fire the rocket tubes down here?
Steve, don't, please.
It'll burn out every building for 5 miles. All of us in one big blast.
What do you want, Steve?
You gotta stop that bomb. You gotta call Washington now.
They won't believe me.
You make that call or I cut in the rocket. I mean it, Hank. You hook my screen to yours in parallel. I want to see exactly what you're doing.
All right. Just don't fire those rockets.
Get going, Hank. You got 12 minutes to make that call and stop the bomb.
All right. I'm making the parallel hookup now. Donaldson, you think he'll really blast?
I don't know. Up to now, I'd almost say it was normal, but this Henson, he's liable to do anything.
Steve, there, you getting it on your screen?
Yeah. Now put that call through.
All right.
Operator.
Visit screen to Washington.
The visit screen circuits are busy, sir. If you'll try again in half an hour.
This is a Security Commission priority. Break in. Get me a line.
Just a moment, please.
10 minutes, Hank.
Listen, Steve, I'm trying.
Ready to take your call, sir.
Washington Security Commission 3. Urgent. I want Undersecretary Herbert Ames.
Washington 3. One moment, please.
Hurry, will you, please?
One moment, please.
Chicago.
San Marco calling Washington Visit Screen 3. Urgent.
Washington 3. One moment, please.
What time is it, Donaldson?
11:51.
Do you think he'll fire those rockets?
He might.
Washington.
Go ahead, San Marco.
Visit Screen 3, Mr. Herbert Ames.
That is a coded exchange. I cannot accept your call without clearance.
Listen, Washington, put this through. This is Mr. Hanson of Hanson Rockets Incorporated at San Marco Air Base. This is a priority call. I'm coded.
One moment, please. I will check your code number.
Get it through, Hank. That bomb goes off at 12.
Will you be reasonable, Steve?
Your call has cleared, San Marco. Washington Visit Screen 3, Herbert Ames.
This is your call, sir.
Security Commission. Ames. Oh, hello, Hanson.
Listen, Ames. You've got to get me the chief.
You kidding? He's at the test control room.
Yes, I know, but get him for me.
Hey, what's up? You look lousy. Or is it a bad circuit?
There's no time, Ames. I've got to get him before the test. It's about the ray bomb.
I can't take the responsibility.
Get it through, Hank, or I blast.
Hey, what's going on there?
Ames, my project has a high enough rating. This is a priority A call.
What? Well, it's your neck. Okay, I'll try to get him for you. He's in the control room, though. You'll have to switch off your screen and speaker and go on earphones. Too much going on in there. Security, you know.
You hear that, Steve? I've got to cut the screen.
All right. 8 minutes, Hank.
Hello? Hello? Yes, sir. This is Hanson at San Marco. No, sir. Priority A request to cancel the bomb test. No, look, I'm serious. I'm deadly serious. We sent the X-2 JTR up today to the outer limit, and we uncovered evidence. Yes, on the automatic instruments. What's that? No, this possible chain reaction. No, I can't tell you the whole story. There isn't time. Yes, I'll bring the readings into Washington in the morning. You've got to postpone the test till you see them. Yes, I understand that. I understand about the press. I'll take complete responsibility for this. What's that? Look, I've worked on contracts for the Commission for 10 years now. Yes, I have complete confidence in my information. You can record that. All right. I'll call you back immediately. Goodbye.
Hank?
He's agreed to cancel. The ray bomb won't go off.
Thank God.
All right, Steve. You can come down out of the ship.
There he comes. He's opening up.
All right, Steve. Come on down out of the ship.
Sure, Hank. Hank, I was scared. I was plain scared.
All right, easy now. It's all over. Bomb won't go off.
Thank God. Hey, look. I want to see Mary and the baby. Can you get me transportation now?
Hey, wait a minute. It's almost 12. They won't let you in the hospital now.
I want to see the baby.
For sure you do, but you've been under strain. I've got a shot here for you, Steve. Give you a good night's sleep. All right. Roll up your sleeve.
Sure.
Now, that'll make you sleep. Sergeant will find you a bed.
Come on, Mr. Weston. Well, good night, Hank. I am kind of beat. It's been a tough night.
Sure has. Thought for a minute he was going to blast those rockets and send us all to Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Quite a stunt getting the ray bomb test called off.
It isn't called off.
But the call.
Ames couldn't get the chief. I was talking to a blank screen. Bomb goes off in a couple of minutes.
Oh. Poor Steve. He's one of the best.
He was the best. 1 in 10 million.
Some story of his, poor guy. For a while, he almost had me believing that quarantine. That's a very common delusion. The end of the world.
Last night, never saw the stars so bright.
Better be getting in. That wind is cold.
Bomb goes off in 30 seconds. Poor Steve.
You know, Hanson, there's just one thing.
Yeah?
It's outside my field, but I'm curious. How did he keep that ship in the air for 10 hours with only 10 minutes fuel?
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you The Outer Limit by Graham Dorr, as adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy. Featured in the cast were Joseph Julian, Wendell Holmes, Joe DeSantis, Bob Hastings, James Dukas, and Freddie Chandler. Your announcer, Fred Collins. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production. Countdown for blast off. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million could-be years on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, presents X minus 1. Tonight's story, 0 Hour, by Ray Bradbury.
It was a perfect summer day in the year 1985. Sunlight illumined the suburbs, and the town drowsed on a tide of warm, sunlit air. On the lawns, the children played. And in the homes, busy mothers prepared for the evening arrival of their husbands.
Excuse me, Mom.
Good heavens, Mink. What's all the excitement?
We're playing a game, Mommy, the most exciting game ever.
What are you doing in that cabinet?
I need some tools from Daddy's kit.
Your father may not
I'll
want...
take good care of them, Mom, I promise.
Very well, dear. Don't lose anything. Oh, what's the name of the game, Mink?
Invasion.
Oh, invasion. What will they think of next?
This, and this, and this, and this. Put that over there and bring that over here. No, you ninny. Now get back while I fix this. They want it this way. See?
Sure. Just let me fix this.
We'd better talk to Drill and get some more instructions, Art.
Where is Drill? Drill? Hey, Drill. Drill?
He's in the rose bush, I think. I'll talk to him myself, and you write it down on the pad.
Okay.
Drill? Drill? Okay. Drill wants you to write down triangle.
What's a triangle?
Never mind. Drill will tell us when he wants us to know. It helps the invasion.
Well, how do you spell it?
Drill, how do you...
Shh! Mink, here's your mother looking out the window.
Mink? Who are you talking to?
The rose bush, Mom. Only it's not really a rose bush. That's Drill.
Who's Drill?
He's planning the invasion.
Oh, what an imagination. You'd better come in, dear, and clean up for supper.
In just a second, Mom. Art, did you write down what Drill just said?
Yup. 4, 9, 7, and A, and B, and X, and a fork, and a string, and a hexagony.
Hexagonal, Droopy.
Oh.
Come in, Mink. Supper's in 10 minutes.
Okay, Mom, just a minute. I have to tell Drill. I wish we didn't have to eat, though. It holds up the invasion.
Mink, for heaven's sake, slow down. You'll choke on that soup.
I can't, Mom. It's a matter of life and death.
What's a matter of life and death?
The invasion.
What invasion is that?
Oh, just some silly game the children have been playing.
Well, whatever it is, Mink, it'll wait until you've finished your supper, I'm sure.
But Drill is waiting for me, Daddy.
Oh, who's Drill? New boy in the neighborhood?
He's new, all right, only you can't see him. Not yet. He hasn't come through yet.
What do you mean you can't see him?
He lives in a rose bush in our backyard.
Oh.
Imagination, Henry.
Mm-hmm. Well, while you're at it, tell me more about this new game.
It's Martians invading Earth, Dad.
What?
Well, not exactly Martians, Dad. They're from, I don't know, from up.
And from the inside of that little head of yours.
You're laughing. Drill said you would. You'll kill Drill and everybody.
Well, I didn't know you could kill a Martian.
Not really a Martian, Mom. Maybe he's from Jupiter. Or Venus, even.
Imagine.
They couldn't figure out a way to attack the Earth. So the kids are helping the Martians.
Oh, pretty slick, those Martians, using the kids for a fifth column, eh, Mary?
Drill says after the invasion, we can stay up as late as we want. No more baths either.
Oh, is that so?
And we can watch all the grown-up televisor shows.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't wonder this invasion has caught on among the kids.
Some of the kids are giving us trouble, like Dale Britz and Petey Jarrick. They're growing up, so they won't believe in the invasion. They make fun. Worse than parents, even. I hate them worst. We'll kill them first.
I hope you're saving your father and me for last.
Drill says you're dangerous. Know why?
Why?
'Cause you don't believe the Martians ought to let us kids run the world. But I think they'll let me keep you because I'm helping so much. I'll talk to Drill. Maybe we won't have to kill you.
Mary, I think this nonsense has gone far enough.
Can I go out now, please?
Run along, dear.
Don't worry, Dad. I won't let them hurt you.
Televisor.
Oh, would you please connect me with Mrs. Helen Rogerson on Channel 72Z, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
What is your channel, please?
817X, New Rochelle, New York.
Thank you. Just a moment. Go ahead. You can see your party now.
Hi, Sis. How are things in New York?
Fine, Helen. How are things in Pittsburgh? Oh, you look tired.
Oh, I've been having a terrible time with the children.
Sick?
No, just underfoot. They've got a new game that's got me just about crazy. It's called Invasion.
Did you say invasion? Isn't that strange? My Mink is playing it, too.
My boy Tim is all involved with some imaginary fellow named Drill, who's running the invasion.
Must be a new password. Mink likes him, too.
How do you suppose these games start? My backyard looks like a scrap drive. They've got every conceivable kind of mechanical gadget out there. I talked to Josephine Schiller in Boston, and she says her kids are wild about it, too. It's sweeping the country.
I can't understand it. Helen, do you suppose...
What?
Oh, nothing. Just a wild thought that crossed my mind. Oh, say, the reason I called is that black and white cake recipe...
What was that?
I don't know. One of the children might have hurt himself. I'll have to run and see, dear. Call me back tonight, will you?
All right, Mary. Bye.
Mink? What is it? Who was that who screamed?
Peggy Ann.
What happened?
She got scared and ran home.
Did you hit her?
Nope, she just got scared. She's a scare baby anyway.
Now, Mink, tell me why she screamed.
No, I can't.
Mink, you'll answer me or come inside this instant. I've had enough nonsense.
I can't quit now, Mom. It's almost 0 hour.
Then tell me what frightened Peggy Ann.
Okay, she saw Drill. He almost came through.
Through what?
Those pipes and things we set up. She looked into one of the pipes and screamed. I guess she saw Drill.
And no one hit her?
No, Mom.
Very well, Mink. I'll call Peggy Ann's mother and see how she is.
If we could only get Drill through, it would be easy. Then all the others could come through after him.
I'm going in now, Mink. I'll call you in for your bath in half an hour. Your father and I want to go out tonight.
You won't be able to go out, Mom.
Why not?
0 hours, 5 o'clock, Mom.
Hello, dear.
Oh, you're home early, Henry.
Mm-hmm. Thought I'd relax a little before we went to the theater. Where's the little one?
Out back.
Oh, same game?
Mm-hmm. Same game. They've got a stack of pipes and hammers and spoons a mile high out there.
Oh, my children. Why do we have them?
Well, they are strange creatures, aren't they? Even Mink. She's a part of us, and yet...
Yeah, look, dear, I'd like to discuss this with you, but we do have a theater date, and it's almost 5 o'clock now, so... Say, what's happened to the kids? They're so quiet. Now, when children are quiet, you know there's some mischief. Say, what's that sound?
I don't know.
Those kids aren't playing with anything electrical, are they?
I'm sure they aren't. At least...
Just the same, I'd better go out.
Henry, ask them to put off the invasion.
Good Lord, what's that? Mary, look out the window.
Henry!
What is it? Where are the children? Mary, why are you shaking? What did you see?
Henry! Quick, up to the attic.
Well, they aren't in the attic.
Yes, the attic, quick.
No, Mary, come back here. Mary, don't go up. They aren't up there. Mary, are you out of your mind? There's no one up here.
Quick, shut the door. Lock it.
But there's nothing up here. What is wrong with you? Now, Mary, come to your senses.
Henry, we've got to stay here and hide.
What are you talking about?
I saw it through the window. Henry, it was horrible. They weren't making believe. It is an invasion.
Oh, Mary, for heaven's sake, let's get down out of this attic and talk this over sensibly. I want to find out if Mink is all right.
She's all right. I saw her. She was leading them around the corner of the house.
Leading who? The kids?
Shh. Listen.
Well, there's nothing.
Listen. The front door. They're coming.
Good Lord, those kids sound like 50 men with boots on.
No, not men. Oh, please, God, don't let them find us. Don't let them, please, God.
I don't understand this. Who's there?
Don't shout, they'll hear.
Who's down there? I demand that you answer me.
Oh, they're coming. The whole house is shaking.
Who's there?
Hush, please be quiet. They might go away. Henry.
Mom? Dad? Are you in the attic?
Henry, listen.
That's Mink. It's Mink. We've got to save her.
Henry, don't you understand? She's leading them.
What?
She's leading them. She's on their side, Henry. Oh, please, God, forgive them.
The children on their side?
She told us, but we wouldn't believe her. Shh, listen. They're coming up. Oh, God.
Mom? Dad? We know you're in there. I guess you better melt the lock, Drill.
Henry, the lock. It's melting. The door. Oh, dear God.
Mom, Dad? Oh, I see you now. Peekaboo!
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you 0 Hour by Ray Bradbury, as adapted for radio by George Lefferts. Featured in the cast were Nina Reeder, David Pfeffer, Peggy Lubin, Les Damon, Raleigh Bester, Bob Hastings, and John Larkin. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production. And now, next week, The Vital Factor by Nelson Bond. The story of a man who sought to rule the universe and then discovered that this formula for gaining that power was minus one precious ingredient. You'll hear it on X-1.
It's Groomed for Your Interests, weekday, NBC Radio.
Absolutely. That was crazy. I'm just checking on YouTube here because it looks like my live feed is way lagging. So I'm just going to check. No, it looks like I've caught back up. Looks like it was just this one device that was lagging, probably because of my alarm. Yeah, that was probably it. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so hi, how are you people? I'm back. Took my daughter to her friend's house so she could go to orientation. And, yeah, coyotes. And the missus is eating and getting ready to take off for the day. I'm finishing up my coffee, thinking about some food. Because the place smells like food now. The dogs want to get back into bed with somebody, but the only person in bed is Charlie, and everybody's like, well, come on, man, somebody else go to sleep. I want to get in bed too, you know. Totally. Did you enjoy those shows? Those were a couple of my favorite X-1 shows. Look, nobody's watching, not even me. My counter says that 0 people are watching right now. Well, there's one. That's me. All right, so I'm here. It's an audience of yo. That's the way I like it, though. I don't have to worry about offending anyone. Are you offended? No, I'm not. Thank you for asking, though. Hey, no problem. Absolutely no problem. Oh, honey, guess what? I'm driving the back way, right? And you know that house, that one of those new houses off to the right, going towards Yucca Valley, and it's got that big wooden fence that goes around. It goes around, and then it goes around that tree, right? Somebody coming from the other direction came through, smashed through the wooden fence on one side, taking out one whole section of fence, and then plowed out the other side, taking out 2 whole sections of fence. They're lucky they missed the house, but you could totally see that they crashed through one side and popped out the other. I doubt they stayed. They probably just crashed through and went, holy fuck, and they just kept going, and then just took off. But that fence is destroyed. They drove right to the backyard. They could have, had they turned or kept going off the road, they would have ran right into the house or into that pool. But they just went right through the frickin' fence. Busted through one side and just busted out the other, twice as big. Crazy. Because I'm driving going, wow, looks like somebody went through the fence. And then on the other side, I was like, oh, they came out the other side. And then coming back, I realized that it was the opposite. They had come through this side where it was smaller. And they totally plowed out a section. And then you could see in the yard, out in the front yard, you could see a big pile of fence where the fence wound up. And I would imagine that they probably went through and stopped and went, holy fuck, and then took off. Knowing the people out here, they probably just took off. Somebody fall asleep at the wheel or on their phone or something. You know, and it's a new house. I don't know if they've got security cameras to see what happened, right? I'll have to look next time we go by to see if there's security cameras. Maybe they caught what happened. Most houses nowadays, you know, have cameras. So it's a camera world. Yeah, crazy. But I thought so if you go the back way, be sure to check that out. Coming back, I'm driving real slow, looking at it going, wow, man. They really fucked that place up. Heavy shit. Huh? No, I don't think there's anyone living there. No, I don't think it's even used. No. It looks pretty boring. There's a lot of those houses that are finished, brand new. They look great. They're usable, and they just sit there, either with a for sale sign on them, Or, you know, like these guys, they got to find somebody to manage it just to rent it out. And that's beyond my spectrum. That's out of my wheelhouse. I don't want to get into managing properties, even though we could probably make really good money at it. You got to deal with more people's bullshit, and I just don't want to do that. You know, not only do you have to deal with the owners of the property and all that entails, but on occasion you have to deal with a guest and an issue while they're there. That's enough. I don't want to deal with customers all the time and then beholden to the owners of the property for whatever mistakes we make. You know, I don't want to be responsible for that shit. Tell me what toilet to clean and I'm good. That's it. Just point me in the right direction. Man, no, I'm not ready to be out in the world yet. I'm not. I'm still sick. Like halfway home, I'm like, oh, this is not good. I don't want to be out here. My head started to hurt. My eyeballs are watering. Right? I'm all congested. Yuck. No, I don't want to. I don't need to be out in the world right now. The world don't need me out there. Not in this condition. Not by a long shot, man. So I'm going to be taking it easy for a while. Hopefully by the end of the week, and I can get down to Elsinore like I planned to last week. Damn it. Damn it. Are you listening out there, people? I'm trying here. Trying. When it hurts, I try more but move less. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Not much. Oh, man, I can't believe it's the 10th of July already. It's time for Christmas in July. It's almost Christmas in July. Isn't that great? Anybody know where that comes from? Anybody? Christmas in July? No? Well, I'm not going to tell you. We'll have to look it up. I guess I'm just going to have a mini bagel for breakfast. Mini bagel. Absolutely. Mini bagel. Mini bagel. Benny Magel. Benny Magel. I pass by the Alano Club when I take my daughter to her friend Deja's house. The Alano Club. There was an Alano Club in Elsinore. In fact, I think I have an Alano Club Elsinore pin with a hang glider on it. I think it's on my jacket, my vest. But I used to think it was an Alcohol Anonymous club, and that was all. But it's not. It's like an Elks Lodge type thing. Right? Right? I don't know. But there's one out here, and it looks old school. It even looks like the same building as the one, the old building in Elsinore. I always thought about joining one of those clubs, you know. But you have to be asked into it by a member or something. You have to be brought into those clubs. It's like a special way to get in, you know. It's like inbreeding, you know. You gotta be related to somebody. And I don't know anybody in those clubs. Back at 20 years ago, I thought of joining one just so that I could get some. Back when I had aspirations of getting into real estate and what do you call it, rental properties and all of that. I'm glad I didn't, because I would have lost my ass in that big 2008 bullshit. But Yeah, I thought, I'd join one of them clubs, meet a bunch of people, network a bunch, Nah, didn't do that. I'm not a people person. I'm not, as you can probably tell. I'm just not a people person. I don't get into it. Hey, Sam, how's it going, bud? Get up. Up. Oopsie, oopsie. Hi. Silly little dog. Okay, then don't get up. Don't get up there. Don't do it. Don't do it, mister. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I see. Reverse psychology. You're such a cutie. Weirdo. Of course my dogs are weird. Of course they are. I was sure to come back in and get sunblock for my daughter because she didn't take any with her, and she's wearing shorts because it's a hot place down there. So smart, but it's like, okay, here, take sunblock, and you girls be sure to put lots on, especially on the backs of your legs out walking around. My goodness. So, cool. God, I hope it still works. I didn't check to see if it actually squirts. I've had it a while. So, totally. I'm going to be alone again here pretty soon. I will be by myself, just me and the dogs. So, I'll have to come up with some kind of game we can play, right? You guys want to play a game? Huh? Yeah, I'm going to play solitaire and you can watch. Ooh, weekly programming. Ooh, piece of candy. 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 Totally. All right. So, seriously, I need to get a label maker so I can label my notebooks. I've got like 5, 6 white 3-ring binders, and it's like I have to pick up 3 to find the one I want. So I need to label the outside. I could use a Sharpie, but it's kind of So I get one of those cool label makers. Hey, that's cool, and label up my stuff. And I like the ones with the plastic pocket, so you can slide a photo or a page of something inside the cover, so you've actually got a page cover, right? So I'll be coming up with covers, like I'll just print out my nighttime nonsense and nostalgia page and stick it in there, and that'll be that. And then my morning show, old time radio Wednesday, right? Because I've got a lot of shows to keep track of. That's going to need a big binder. Because some of the pages, some of the collections of episodes and stuff are one of is like 65 or 70 some pages long. The list of episodes, seasons and episodes of shows like Suspense. There's a lot of shows. CBS Radio Mystery Theater's like over 1,000 episodes, almost 2,000 episodes, right? So it would be like trying to catalog all of the Grateful Dead concerts. I'd need a giant 3-ring binder just for the shows and the dates, not even including the set lists, right? That would just be madness. But I like to do that kind of stuff. I've got a little bit of OCD in me, and I like to make lists and catalog stuff, which is why it's so much fun to do this X-1, because not only do I learn about the shows themselves, but I get to curate it all, And I don't put all of the stuff in the description. That's what Google's for. That's what Wikipedia's for. If you want to do that, go look, research it, find out. I'm not going to take all of the fun away by having everything you need to know about every episode right there in your face. You want to know more? Go to your public library. No, really, research the shit. Get into it, If it's just a passing thing, then watch it and move on. If you want to get into it, stop by and we'll talk about it. And I'll do the research and share it with you. You know, I'll give you links to stuff. But you gotta meet me halfway. I mean, you gotta come play. If you want to play the game, you gotta be a contestant. You can't just sit in the wings and go, Yeah, I wish I could say I get high off of this stuff anymore, but I don't. The buzz comes and goes. It's the pain relief that I get out of it. And not much at that. Not much of a disconnect between my brain and the pain. Every once in a while, I get a good separation. Where I gotta mail a letter to my pain. It's so far away. That don't happen too often. Usually all I gotta do is say, hey, look around, and there it is. I'm right here. Don't forget about me. Like my dog Shadow over here. You know, my shadow dog. The big one. I don't have to turn around and look too far behind me before I see her. Yeah, and good old Sam over there, eyeballing me. Sleepy face. Now you make me want to crawl back into bed, Sam, with your squinty eyes. Sleepy face. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, it looks like everybody bogged out once I put the radio show on. It looks like I lost my audience. I lost my audience. But then again, I don't get a visual confirmation of how many people are watching, right? It's like an estimate. Hey, look, there's 1 people watching. Well, that's me. Well, look, there's 2 people watching. But then that comes and goes, but they're still there. So I don't know what's real and what's not. I don't know. All I know is I prefer indica now over sativa, and it used to be the opposite. And I don't know why we got there, but right now I'm doing sativa, and it's like, okay. But it's okay for the sleepyhead kind of stony feel, but it doesn't do much for the pain. It does so little for the pain that it actually creates more pain than it helps, right? Totally. Looks like I'll be switching to a completely indica diet here pretty soon. And that doesn't do much for my head. It's more of a body thing. Which is better for the pain. Right? In the long run, yeah, it's just better for the pain. So I'm right in the middle of the Pacific, right? And it is the second docudrama series from Spielberg and Hanks, second to Band of Brothers, right, which was a great miniseries, 10 episodes. They also did, well, I guess this is their third, but this is their second one collaboration on World War II. This is their third collaboration, the first being From Here to the Moon, that miniseries. That was a great miniseries. I'm going to have to watch that one again. But this one's pretty heavy. This one's pretty real. This one comes after, well, of course, the first one and the movie with Tom Hanks, Saving Private Ryan, which pretty much spawned the idea for Band of Brothers. It's like, wow, this is really heavy. Let's do a whole frickin' series, you know. And that was classic Band of Brothers. And the Pacific is no less a classic. It's awesome stuff. I'm on episode 4, I think. And it's great. This last episode took place in Australia, where they took a lot of those Pacific Islander soldiers to recuperate, right? Stuck them in a cricket field and kind of let them roam around Australia. Pretty heavy stuff. I'm still trying to figure out if this is the same J.P. Morgan as the rich guy, right? I don't know. I don't like doing research on stuff until after I've enjoyed it. If I do too much research ahead of time, then I'm constantly picking it apart, dissecting it while I'm watching it. And I don't want to do that. I just want to enjoy it. So, I'll dissect it later. It'll be fun. It's kind of like The Winds of War, War and Remembrance from Herman Wouk. They made a great miniseries out of that. 2, 3 miniseries. Great stuff. The Winds of War, and then the Winds of War, the War and Remembrance, which is the part 2. So 1 takes place before the war, right up to Pearl Harbor, the Winds of War, and then War and Remembrance happens Pearl Harbor after on, and then that's the War and Remembrance is in 2 big books. So there's 2 parts to that miniseries, 2 miniseries. So it's 3 miniseries in all, I believe. And it's a lot of stuff. A lot of heavy stuff. And I've got all of that on DVD. That's good stuff right there. Yes, sirree. I'm not into war, but I was raised with a lot of war movies, a lot of war talk and stuff, which is, of course, is why I see war as like the worst thing, Of course, when logic fails, violence begins. So there you go. There you go. There's a little knowledge for you to partake there, buddy. No, really. No frickin' really. Yeah. Need to feed my head and go to bed. I got to sleep relatively early last night. I think the last time I looked at the clock, it was about 10. And then I was probably asleep by 11. Of course, I woke up 3 times to get up, take a leak, roll over, try to figure out how to get back to sleep. You wake up in severe pain because you slept in one position for more than an hour. And then you try to roll over and get comfortable, and then you got to take a leak. So you get up, you take a leak, you come back to bed, you trip over the dog, you stub your toe, you go, damn it, and then your energy's bumping. And then you get back into bed, and you fight with your pillow until you finally just pass out again. And then the slightest little thing will wake you back up, I keep the air conditioner on so that it muffles any other noise that's going on. So if a pin drops, I don't wake up. Because if it's dead silent and a pin drops, I'm wide awake. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Hello? There's something echoing in my head. So I gotta have noise. Gots to have, even when that air conditioner cycles from air conditioner to fan, that will wake me up. When the TV goes off, if it's dead quiet, it goes from the end of a movie to dead quiet, or the timer turns the TV off in mid-movie, that will wake me up. I'll wake up in the darkness and go, why am I awake in the darkness? Look at the clock, and it's like, oh, the movie just went off. The timer. Right? Totally. Gonna do another one, because I'm starting to feel better. Couldn't go so heavy this morning, because I had to take that little drive there. While it affects me about as much as a cup of coffee does anymore. But I still don't like to, go out driving around all stoned and shit, even though I don't get stoned anymore. I wish I could. I wish I could get stoned. At the most, I get tired. It's like, okay, I'm disconnected enough from that pain that my brain says, hey, you want to catch up on some sleep? And I'm like, oh yeah, please. And then I would just slip into darkness, the cave of night. So yeah, those of you with young kids, grandkids, that kind of stuff, sit them down and play some of these old-time radio shows for them. If not the science fiction or heavy drama stuff, sit them down and listen to some Bickersons or some Gildersleeve or something funny, or something basic and simple like Jack Webb doing Escape and the episode Shipment of Mute Fate. That's a great one. You know, just something to turn that imagination on into their heads and get them to see the pictures for themselves using their own minds, you know. You could do a lot worse than to teach your children imagination, right? And that's where it starts. It starts in their friggin' head. And you know, nobody says, here, take this piece of string and this stick and go make yourself something to play with. That don't happen anymore. What happens? A parent says, here, take this screen and go entertain yourself and leave me to my fucking screen, right? Go away. I'm on my screen. Here's your screen. Leave me to mine. And that's the way it is anymore. Parents, their parenting skills are like nil, right? And that's unfortunate. You know, it used to be you sit your kid down in front of the TV, which wasn't any good, but at least you knew what they were watching and when they were watching it, you know. Put this videotape on and watch this 20 times, you know. The Barney craze, right? But to sit your kid down in front of PBS is a whole lot better than handing your kid a screen and see her play this game where you just sit there and tap bugs or something, you know. The dumbing down of the world. And it starts with the smartphone. The dumbing down of the world started with the smartphone. Well, it probably started with the TV, but it just got exploded with the whole smartphone thing. When you could pretty much just do anything and go anywhere on your phone, it made people lazy up here. You know, people don't have to remember anything anymore. They can just look it up. And if they don't have to remember anything anymore, then they can't cogitate real thoughts. They can't put anything together without having to grab a device to look up information they need to know to think that thing out. It just doesn't happen anymore. You know, most of what people know nowadays is on their phone. I know it because it's here. I know it because I can Google it. Yeah, I know everything because it's right here. You know, everything that I know up here. You know, or I can grab a book and say, yeah, I remember this. This is a piece of me, you know. Googling shit, Wikipedia, that's not a piece of you, you know. That's not a legitimate attachment to your thinking. It isn't. No. Remembering, filing thoughts away, you know. There's that Stephen King book, The Dreamcatcher, right? And it made a great movie about aliens that come down and take people over, and the best part about that was inside that guy's head, he had this long spiraling ramp that went up through this library in his brain, and all the way up through this library, this spiral ramp, you could walk through and walk into files, rows and rows of shelves. Each floor was a file, was a floor just filled with racks and shelves of memories, right? All of these memories just filed away in his brain. And he filed them away like actual physical files so that he could retrieve them, right? Because he had like a photographic memory thing going on. So everything was always there at his fingertips, right? His mental fingertips. And I always thought that was so fucking cool, you know, to be able to do that, to just be able to have total recall on everything, anything. You know, it's people like that are given to us, right? And we look at them as freaks, and they could be, you know, they could be like the savior of humanity, somebody who is able to take everything in and rationally think out solutions, right? Yeah, every government needs a couple of those people in their administration people with total recall on everything, people who have photographic memories, right? So when you're working with something, you look to somebody and say, did we or didn't? And they say, yes, we did this, blah, 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 and they just ramble it out to you, right? And give me a what do you call those? Yeah. Oh, I need more coffee. That's what I need. When you're, I need you to cite something. I need you to tell me where this has happened before. Uh-oh. Who's this? Natalie. They just got there already. Oh, wow. Wow, baby. Awesome. Have a great day. There we go. Awesome. That's awesome. All right, she's on campus for the day. There you go. And I'm here for the day until I'm required of something. What I'm required of is to take some of these Post-its down. I gotta accomplish some of this stuff. I'm getting a wall of Post-its again. I got like a curtain. I feel like I could cover myself like one of those cars, you know, when somebody parks where they're not supposed to. Somebody goes out there and covers their whole car in Post-its just to fuck with them. You know, I like it when they make the Post-it design on the front of their car that's the handicapped symbol. You know, you shouldn't have parked here, idiot. And then it turns. Okay, lady, love you. Bye-bye. Be careful. Drive safe. Have a great day. Tell the guys I said hi. Call me. We'll do lunch. No, really. Well, we could have lunch at dinner time. Jeez, you know, you could be versatile. Adios. Yeah. But wouldn't it be a bummer if somebody went out there and they saw a car parked in a handicap spot, right? And there's no handicap placards on it, and they get all pissed off, so they cover the car in, you know, schmutz or shaving cream or whatever, and then somebody comes out in a wheelchair and they're like, yeah, it's a rental car, man. I don't have my tag, but I'm handicapped. But the problem is, why you harshing me, man? Wouldn't that suck? You know, I'm newly disabled and I don't have my placard, you know. It's a temporary thing, but I am disabled. You know, and people just are so quick to judge, you know. So quick to judge. So quick to fucking flip out. Like the guy who ran through a parade in his truck screaming and yelling, knocking people over and shit. Why? Because he took the wrong fucking road, right? Because he didn't realize what was going on. He this and he that. But of course he had to take it out on the whole fucking surrounding world. Right, because he is a fucking loser. You know, let me see if there's any more coffee or like a bagel and cream cheese or something around here. Oh my god. No. No more coffee. I guess it's Bong Hits until 8. And then, which is only like 20 minutes. And then I can do like a little bit of breakfast and something, yeah. But more than likely, I'll just grab a little something to eat here, lay down with a little TV, and try to get a couple of hours nap before the wife gets back and the house wakes up fully, and then I can get into something. If I try to get into something while I'm sleepy, which I am now, then it takes just way too long to do stuff, and I lose where I'm at. So I try to take a nap right before I'm going to do anything. Like right before I do this show, if I'm up all night, if I can just have an hour nap before I come on here live in the morning, I'm good to go until after the show. And then if I take another couple of hour nap, I'm good to get up and do some work and some research and some editing before I do my other live show. And then by then, I'm just ready to probably stay up all night again. Which leads to, by the end of the week, I'm running on empty. I have so little sleep. See my ribs. Can you see my ribs? My ribs. My ribs and my 12-pack here. My 12-pack. It's a case. It's a keg. That's what they... who was that? Used to call me Keg. One of my brother's friends used to call me Keger. Little Keger. Because I was short round. I was a short round. Short round. Yeah. And, I was just happy that they called me, and actually wanted me involved. And usually it was because I was around and get involved. And a lot of times it was so they had somebody to fuck with, right? But I was just happy to be there most of the time. And of course, until they started fucking with me, and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Don't make me do this shit. Don't do this. Don't do that. You know what? Fuck it, I'm gone. It took me so long as a kid to get to where I had my own friends. Right? I was always hanging out with my brother's friends or my sister's friends. And I just couldn't make any friends. First of all, I knew that at some point we were going to leave. We were going to have to pick up and move. Right? So what's the point? It happened too many times, Hey man, how's it going? Who are you? I'm nobody because you just moved. Oh. It's like I dropped a couple of frames. Dropped 13 frames for some reason. 13 frames. George. Was nie bald, but nie bob. Or nie bin, was ich nicht mehr hören. Nein, was ich nicht mehr. Oh. So my one computer over here, my live computer, I had to update and do that this morning. So it was running weird. And then this one wants to update now. So after I get done, I've got to update and make sure that everything works again, because I'm sure that when I go live this evening, it will have some kind of discombobulation because of the update. Something won't work right. I'm surprised that it works now. It didn't at first. When I first updated and came in this morning, it sucked. But the update fixed it. And gosh, I've been live for over 3 hours now with only 13 dropped frames. Of course, the program has paused and the live stream has stopped and restarted a few times. So on your end, the most that you notice is that it freezes for a second and then it comes back and I'm over here. Or you miss a few seconds of dialogue in one of the shows or something. So it's not a big deal on your end. When it really slows down and there's a lot of CPU going on and I'm dropping frames left and right, then it's a big bummer. The sound's fucked up, the screen's fucked up, everything's just fucked up, like our government, just fucked up. So yeah, there's a few people that usually stop by in the mornings that I'm kind of missing lately. When my shows are hit and miss with the technical difficulties and and I don't have a lot of back-to-back good shows technically, I seem to be harshed from people's live feeds. I'm not thrown at a lot of people, right? It's like you're scrolling through your stuff and then you get to a place that says live and you see a bunch of live feeds going on. I'm not thrown in there a lot when I keep bouncing in and out. When I'm on for long periods of time, every day, then the YouTube gods are saying, yeah, let's put him out there and share him. Otherwise, I'm just kind of being stuffed away in a closet somewhere. And I really have to go out there and say, hey, here I am. Really have to advertise my stuff. So I try to advertise my stuff with my weekly programming. But you know, people are only going to look at that if they look at my stuff. And then what? 3 weeks later, they look at it and go, "Oh, look, I missed stuff." But the great part is that now it's in a playlist. So even if they just see one of my weekly programmings, no matter when they see it, at least they're getting an idea of what's going on. So that's out there, right? The fact that I've got a lot going on every week. I've got 10 live shows a week, 5 in the morning, 5 in the evening. Throughout the day, I've got another 22 videos a week uploading during the week. So that's a lot, from 8 in the morning to 8 at night. Just boom, 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 boom. So that's cool. So at least they're aware of what's going on, what's happening. Even if they get that preview, that programming thing, way after the fact, it should still hopefully get me some viewers. He's still doing that live shit, huh? Yep. We are on episode 48 this morning. Episode 40. No, it's not. Oh my God. This is wrong. This is wrong. This should not be episode 48. This should be episode... Wow. Yeah, this is wrong. This is completely wrong. This is the 10th today. That means this is episode 53. 51, 50. Yeah, it's episode 53, man. Wow, what am I thinking? Let me go fix that. Let me see if I can go fix this while it's happening. If I can fix this while it's happening, then I can fix it while it's happening, you know? Wow. You know, you hear about all of these wealthy people and wealthy companies and organizations that go bankrupt because they did this or that, or they've had all of this spending that, you know, and it was all to keep that lavish lifestyle usually, right? It's like all this money is wasted and used up just so people can keep that lavish lifestyle, you know, during whatever crisis they're facing, you know, and nobody wants to downsize. Nobody wants to look at things realistically and say, look, we need to cut out all of this spending and we need to go back to basics. Usually they want, no, let's convince ourselves that everything is going to be fine. Everything's okay. Don't worry about it, you know. Don't worry about it. Yeah, let me go here. Episode 53. Does that mean I have to go back and look at the other ones and see if I screwed those up too? Right? 53. 1, 2, 3, 4. Weiß nicht, aber wouldn't it? It was not about Basin. Episode 33. Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia. 33. That must be all of the. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of 33s from the other night. Trying to get back on. There's a 37, right? So that's right. Wow. Oh, look at those. Are all upcoming. So let's get rid of those. We've got a bunch of upcoming ones here that started, but I'm never going to use those. So let's get rid of those. It's just about time to go out of here. Get rid of those. 37. Oh, that's right. In the morning, 51. Huh. Ow. 47. So we go from 51 to 47. So obviously this one here is 52. Let me correct this one here. Make it 52. Man, see that when I don't write stuff down in my book, it gets transcribed differently onto YouTube. Save that. And there's that. Now we're put back to normal. Yeah. And of course, I'm going to have to go rescue a dog here soon. All right, let me go rescue a dog. Somebody's tic-tacking around. I'll go pee. Oh, she's such a silly little girl. She's always looking back to find out what you're gonna. Can I go? Really? Okay, I'm going. Can I go? Okay, I'm going. Can I go? Silly little dog. All right, great. That is great. So that is taken care of. My episodes are now labeled correctly, and now I've got to fix it in my book here. I'll do that in a second. Isn't that special? Yes, it is indeed special, and I really enjoy my special awesome sauce here. Let's see, weekly programming for the day, the week, the wujama, hoojama, weekly programming. Yeah, 7-8. That's the one. All right. Totally. So let's see, I'm going to play some weekly programming before we go so that everyone knows what's happening this week. So let me go ahead and boot that puppy up. Get it ready to roll. And I hope you guys will tune in between these live shows, because there's a lot happening. Check this out. Jeez, I just love that, you know. They're going to keep getting better. I think the previews and the trailers and stuff, the little short things like that, that's really my forte right now. I'm really having a lot of fun doing that stuff. I really am. All right, people. Okay, I'm gonna bid you a fond farewell for this morning. I got to get the heck out of here and get a bagel in me and crawl back into bed with a dog, you know. I think that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So be sure to tune in this evening at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, of course, and listen to some old-time music. That's what I do. All right, people, I love you. Be good, spread love and kindness, and most especially out there, stay weird. Love you. Bye-bye.